Welcome to our slightly delayed running of our session 30 of Skies of Ithcarius, our bi-weekly 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons adventure here on Digital Dungeons. Slight delay today as we're working through. Once again, we are using Fantasy Grounds Unity Early Access. Occasionally comes with a few big hiccups and bugs. We had some network connectivity issues today, but we figured it out, got it resolved, and the software's streaming and screaming like usual for us, expecting good results going into the rest of the session today. Uh, when last we left off, our band of intrepid heroes, they had found a hideaway island searching for the Keystone of Earth, one of the 5 keystones needed to unlock the doors at the Temple of the Primes. And they were told that they had to pass a trial set to them by the Sage of Earth, who let them into this cave complex. There were 3 trials: a trial of fortitude, the trial of knowledge, and the trial of strength. When they first entered, they entered into a chamber full of paralyzing, petrifying gas that they had to be able to maneuver through winding tunnels in order to unlock multiple doors while constantly breathing in this vaporous gas that was slowly turning them to stone. With some divine intervention from a few Twitch followers out there who spent 500 of their channel points in order to grant our players some rerolls, they were able to stave off finalized petrification and move on to the next stage of the trial of knowledge, in which they had to figure out the proper order to place some spheres buried in a vat of acid in order to trigger these pillars in order to drain the acid from the room. Uh, Korg bravely dived into a pool of acid, swimming to the bottom to grab these spheres out. And the party, remembering the lesson in the ancient creation war that the Sage of Earth had told them, managed to figure out the puzzle relatively simple and easily, placing the adamantium spheres with the appropriate symbols and staging height pillars that they were able to process. The vat of acid drained out of the room into the bottom, revealing a tunnel and a shaft leading to the next chamber. And that is where we pick up with our band of adventurers today. What would you all like to do?
Go into that next
I guess
portion there.
scouting.
Finish going down that hole that we started to go down before we
Yay.
faded to
we're all
black.
hopping
All
down.
right. So, first things first, it's about 20 feet down to get to the floor where the hole is. How do you guys plan to get down to the bottom of the hole? Do you just want to jump 20 feet?
I'm going
Because
to
I've
use
got some
Looking at
26
cord
if
for
you
his
want.
rope.
rope of climbing. I'll tie it off onto something up here. Is there something up here that seems stable enough that I could command it to tie off onto?
Those stone pillars had the bowls atop them that are affixed to them. Even though they've sunk into the floor, you could probably tie it around that and be able to create a sturdy enough situation to be able to climb down.
Okay, I'll pull out the rope of climbing and utter B-Bay and watch as it ties itself around it, ties it off nicely, and then we've got a nice little rope to climb down.
All right, so you guys go ahead. With the help of the rope, relatively easy. Go ahead and push out a quick athletics check, and we will see how everybody does on
You
this.
say relatively easy. I'm just going to take my fall damage
I mean,
now.
if you're not gonna roll a
I'll just take my fall
nat
damage.
1 here,
Oh,
I think that's become the bard's roles.
you said
over the
athletics,
Unity.
correct?
I just pushed out a
No.
request roll. Did you guys get it?
I did not get one.
No,
No.
You
no,
did not?
No.
no. And I don't even have anything in
Oh.
my. I just attempted one and nothing pops up either.
Uh-oh.
I don't even have any sort of descriptor text of any kind in the chat window.
Yeah, I just did a roll and it's not popping up in the chat window either.
Well, we are
I just chatted in the chat window.
experiencing our
Yeah, not seeing
first
anything in the chat window.
fourth.
It rolled with advantage, but I did roll a 1 on one of those two, just so we're clear. It did pop up, but I rolled a 1 and I rolled a 16.
Okay, I'm able to successfully roll in the chat window.
I'm not seeing anything.
We
in the chat
can't see
window.
it.
I was able to before you cleared it because I rolled my test roll that I always do when I come in, and that popped up. But then you cleared the window prior to starting the game, and nothing's popped up since.
Well, let it
Yep.
take a look real quick as we're experiencing our first issues with our beta Fantasy Grounds Unity.
Yep, just tried
Today.
typing something as well and nothing.
You guys see me
Nope.
send a message?
Nope.
All right, I think we might be having a bit of a connectivity issue for you guys. So sounds like
Oh,
we're
the ready
having-
check worked. It was
The ready check
was
worked.
that prior to the clearing of the
Yeah.
chat box?
Yes.
Let me try
Ready?
this.
Ready? Check again.
You guys get the ready check box?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
All right.
I
Well,
got it.
sounds like we have experienced our first issue
Closing
of the
out.
night. Have you guys try to rejoin real quick. Apologize for everybody out in Twitch land, but again, we are using early access software, and sometimes issues do pop up from time to time. It might be an issue with that extension that I use wasn't specifically developed for Unity, so I'm gonna do a quick kick everyone out real quick and have you guys rejoin. And it looks like we have resolved our technical difficulties. Think one of the extensions I was using may not be currently working properly since Fantasy Grounds just got an update today. So disable that extension and we'll move forward just without it for the night. And on that note, everybody go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Can we do acrobatics?
Yes, please. Can you
No,
do acrobatics?
climbing is athletics.
I knew he was going to say
Why
that.
do I have advantage still? Is there something I don't know about?
Are you still in rage?
I was literally about to check that.
Woohoo! I died.
Yes, I am enraged. Let me take that off real quick and then reroll.
What the hell's going on here?
I took it off.
Never mind, you beat me to it. All right, I'll reroll right now.
All right.
Korg makes it.
Everybody climbs down fine except Johannan.
Yeah, well.
So you guys climb down the rope fine. Johannan, not very used to climbing. You know, you're more storm sorcerer, fly type. So
I can
you
get
do
up and down a mast just fine, but this little bitty rope just doesn't work for me.
make me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity.
time-
Did she go
Next
down
time.
first?
I had to remember that I'm in 5th edition and not to
She
ask
went
for a refund.
down before me, so I can't do anything about it.
I failed.
2d6.
Woo! The dice do not like Johanna tonight.
So, you're kind of trying to climb down the rope. You slip, fall, make a desperate attempt to try to grab at it. Unable to grab, you just fall down, slam into the ground for 7 points of damage.
At least it was only 20 feet.
And kind of shake yourself off as you get to the bottom. Everybody else climbs down and joins you, no problem, joining you kind of at the bottom there.
Johannan, are you okay? That looked like it really hurt.
My pride.
At least it was only your pride. Alright, so at the bottom, kind of up in the northerly section, you see another kind of tunnel that seems to slide further down into the darkness beyond.
I run and jump in.
Alright. Cork jumps in. You start slipping, slide in. Everybody else follows suit.
Yeah,
What's
I
the
cast
third
it.
Yeah.
What is
Yep.
the third test?
Strength.
Strength.
Yeah,
Yahoo!
definitely, it was definitely.
Which is not designed for
As-
Johanna to begin with.
As you guys slide down, it seems to go on for minutes at a time, spiraling through the darkness. The only light you have is the dim glow of Korg's hammer and the glowy light of Bellina kind of just as you go by. Seems to take an age before you finally dump out into a large cavern, and the wall melds closed behind you once more, leaving you within this area. This cavern, as you look forth, you see several stone statues kind of circling around in a larger cavern with rocks of pillar and stone. There's a faint greenish illumination here, casting everything in slightly dim light that seems to radiate from some circle in the middle. Just kind of shimmering around in what you can see, you do notice the light of the illuminates these kind of robed bodies with aged dried blood.
So are those statues rotating, you said, or are they stationary where they're at?
They are stationary, just all kind of facing inwards at this
Okay.
circle.
I'd like
Okay,
to
so
investigate the bodies.
does it look like one of them's been smashed?
One of them in the bottom right looks like it's been smashed to pieces.
And what are the other statues of?
They appear to be kind of grotesque, kind of flying baboon, monkey kind of creatures, just twisted in these weird proportions.
And what about that big pseudo armor in the back?
There is a massive statue in the back that seems to take on the form of a gigantic 12-foot tall, kind of humanoid shape with like big burly arms.
It is arm wrestling contest with it. Watch, if I go in there and I stand up in that glowing circle area, it'll like, you must arm wrestle me with strength to move forward, and then we'll win and we can go.
Based on the splatter patterns of the bodies,
They lost.
I don't
Very easy.
arm wrestling.
And they weren't strong enough, and that's why
Might
they're
have
not
been
here.
rip body in half wrestling.
Do the robes look familiar?
They do look somewhat familiar from your encounter in the Isle of Grenthal.
So no, not
Those giants that found us in the cave,
So-
or the guys
so
that found us in
not-
the giant caves?
Not to Ertos.
Okay.
Or Regine.
Yep, or Regine.
Yeah, Regine doesn't know either.
I'd like to check out the bodies.
2 more bodies.
All right, feel free to move your tokens around as you check them out. So the bodies appear relatively old, several weeks at least. They seem decently preserved within kind of this environment within the cave, but the blood is just very like dried. The bodies haven't decayed as much as you would have expected, almost as though they're somewhat preserved. And you notice kind of the skin has taken on sort of a stony quality, as though they're starting to kind of crumble to stone and fade into the cave.
Is that true for the skeleton back here?
The skeleton in the back, you notice it's kind of more stone than bone.
So, turning, you guys think, hold on. You guys think, turning these guys, we could talk to them. See what was going on.
Do you mean to turn them into the zombies that you do?
No, it could be that, or we could just talk to them.
You mean like what we did with the corpses in the wooden fortress?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean it wouldn't hurt to ask, I suppose, at least one of them. Although, if they're who we think they are, they probably won't be very willing to talk to us because we are definitely not allies to that group.
Well, which one?
Probably
How
won't
about the
make
one
it
that has a head?
Oh, good point. I cast Speak with Dead on the dude up here.
Okay, as the mystical energy slowly begin to pervade the corpse, it kind of starts to take on this effervescent quality, and it forms this ghostly skull looking at you.
Oh, that's creepy.
You get to ask it questions. That's how
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah. Who are you?
Christoph.
Well, Christoph, seems you've found yourself in an unprecarious situation. That is a statement.
Unprecarious.
Okay. Is the statement not a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Precarious. Do you understand what the word precarious means?
Not at all.
Yes, I do.
No, no, no!
It doesn't work that way.
Wait.
It has to be Rajid that
I
asks
was
the
gonna ask,
question.
I was
I'm
gonna
just-
ask
That's what I was gonna say. I
I
was
was
like,
just-
wait a minute.
I'm
Wait a
just
minute.
messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Anyway.
Rajid has to ask the questions.
Yeah.
uh,
Can you ask it what happened here?
what
What the test is?
What happened to you?
We failed.
Failed the test. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the test?
What are we supposed to do at the test?
What was the test?
The trial of strength.
Told you not cooperative.
I need a lawyer.
They don't have to be cooperative with
They
you.
don't.
I know.
What is detailed within this? No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to answer that either.
Where did you come from so we may put you to rest?
I came from Arkenville.
Oh, I figured.
You guys got any more questions?
That was number 4.
Yeah, you get one more.
Oh.
What?
How do we start the trial?
How do we start the trial?
Step in to the circle.
I was afraid he would say that.
Okay.
Do you want me to do it?
And the ghostly spiritual essence of the body kind of dissipates away.
I'll stand up now.
Okay, I need about a minute. And now I raise this corpse with animated.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Can never be too careful.
So that will count as a zombie for you. Yeah. Add that to the tracker for you. Make it visible. He's friendly. Comes up there. And you should have the NPC window for it.
Sure do.
Alright. There is your zombie. And now you can click on it and move it because I fixed that problem.
Okay. Before Korg steps in the circle, give me just 1 minute to prepare something.
I'm gonna mimic what the other statues are doing.
Okay, you just stand there and stare inwards.
And strike the pose.
Okay, they're kind of like hunched over in this kind of twisted warp, like leering, kind of as though they're ready to pounce and strike at any moment.
Okay. Yeah,
To-
I'm ready. I'm gonna go ahead and do something as soon as Korg steps into the circle. Can I ready this action?
Wait,
You cannot ready outside of combat.
Yep.
Ready is a combat only action.
there's
Okay.
Wait, there's stones, right?
So, as soon as Korg steps in the circle, I'm going to cast polymorph on myself.
I have an idea. If these guys are stone and we expect them to attack us, I could use stone shape on one of them and change what they are. Right?
Let's see. You touch a stone object of medium size or smaller. Form it into any shape that suits your purpose. So you could warp and twist its shape.
Alright, I'll pick this one. And I'm
That's your last
Some
fourth
sort of
level
plant.
spell, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll pick this one, and any suggestions?
A block with no arms or legs.
Ha ha ha! A cube! Perfect! And
Oh.
I touch the statue with stone shape to recreate it into a cube of the same size.
All right. It slowly kind of bends in the stone, kind of twisting and warping, and forms this perfect solid kind of 5x5 cube sitting in the center there.
Let's hope that helped.
All right, am I stepping in, guys?
All right, yeah. As soon as he steps in, I'm gonna cast polymorph on myself.
All right, here I go, everybody.
Alright. As you enter the circle, Belina casts polymorph on herself. So, what are you turning into as this greenish glow slowly kind of begins to explode out from the circle? The whispering, twisting essences kind of pervade through the room, slowly beginning to envelop the statues around you. And what are you?
I'm gonna turn into a giant ape again.
All right, giant ape. Let me. You should see the giant ape
I see the beast
abilities there.
characters. Yep, yep.
All right, and
Nice.
just for
Token.
general purposes,
Can you just increase the size of my token temporarily?
that will be
Oh,
your
that looks. Okay, I'll just put myself down here.
yeah, and you should be able to see and move it.
Yep.
So that should work for
That
that.
is one giant ape.
Man, we should have the giant ape step in here.
And everybody roll me an initiative as the statues come to life. And you'll roll initiative as the ape, of
Oh,
course.
my bad, my bad. Where is that? That's just my dex
Because
mod,
you're
right?
already an ape, yeah.
What the? It's not what I wanted. I tried to grab it. It wasn't. Erg.
Just grab there's a little C there, probably, right?
Oh,
That's a check.
C? Okay.
So you
okay,
grab the
okay,
C and then roll that as a check.
Okay.
Alright, so 12. So that will be that. And Belina will also match that as a 12.
What the hell? My combat tracker just went wonky.
It's because it's not long enough.
Yeah.
There's no sliding scale for it, so you just have to lengthen out the combat tracker.
No, I mean I just closed it and reopened it, and now I have a sliding scale again.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Or if you lengthen it and then shrink it down again. Yep. That would be me.
Aertos, as usual, you go first. As you notice, the two statues to the left start to animate, growing into these grotesque gargoyle forms, and the statue in front of you kind of takes on this animated life, its arms beginning to rise as it brings up its massive stone fists, and this low rumble of stone kind of echoes throughout the chamber.
Alright.
And they won't affect line of sight because they're now animated tokens.
We've had a short rest since.
No. You have not
No.
rested at all.
Nope.
Didn't declare a rest. Just went to the next room.
Yep.
Oh, I thought that we were doing okay. I thought that for some reason during that whole trial period, as we sat in that poisonous room, it would be long enough to be considered a short rest if we weren't doing anything.
You were actively being assaulted by petrifying gas.
No, the second room, not the first room. The second room didn't have that.
Yeah, but you guys didn't chill out for an hour there.
No. It was
We were
like,
only there for like 10 minutes.
yeah.
We just took a 2-week break.
Alright.
Yeah, a 2-week break, but not an hour rest.
Alright, so... Make sure all my stuff is activated. And yes, something is within 5 feet of it, so I'll activate my sneak attack as well.
You have so many abilities now.
Well, it's because I'm remembering to activate. Those are all level 3 abilities.
I know. You just have so many.
Alright. So on the gargoyle right next to the Great Ape.
Alright, number 2.
Yep, I am targeting him.
Yep.
I do see target lines now too. Woohoo!
See, as the beta gets patched, more functionality comes in.
Alright, so
The best thing is you can right click and minimize screens now, which is phenomenal because I use that all the time. I can organize my windows so much better. That is a hit!
I'm not seeing the option to make a circle. I'm trying to line things up already and verify what I'm doing, but I'm not getting the option when I right-click for the cursor.
You gotta
You have to
select-
go up to the arrow in the upper left, click on that, and then you should see the other options.
You right-click on the map, select pointers.
Yep, and then click draw circle.
Select draw circle.
So your bow shoots out and strikes the stone body of the gargoyle, piercing in to its side, but kind of chipping away at it a bit as you rolled horribly.
I did
on
a bunch of
your-
ones.
Wow.
A bunch of ones.
And you don't have a second attack, right?
No,
so
not-
that
not-
is your that will be your turn.
Yep.
So Gargoyle 3 kind of bursting to life. The first thing it does is lash out at this zombie. First attempting to bite it with its mouth, kind of ripping in to this dead flesh, and then try and rake it with its claws, kind of tearing through at it, just ripping. And then Rajin, your zombie is soaking up damage quite effectively.
Yes. What is the cube doing?
The cube does nothing.
Yep.
What you noticed was that the mystical, magical energy kind of went to suffuse the cube, and it kind of glowed a little bit and then went inert.
Yay. Good Rajin.
If only I had more 4th level slots.
I allowed it.
Nice.
Fourth level spell slot. Technically it was a creature, but I'm like, the magic hasn't activated it yet, so I'll count it as an object and give it to you.
I appreciate it. Gonna use my bonus action to tell my zombie to attack the gargoyle.
Okay.
And then I'm loading. Hold on. There we go.
So the zombie is targeting Gargoyle 3.
Yes, gargoyle 3. I didn't
Does
clarify.
Yeah.
Does it what?
When you use your bonus action to command it, does it do it on your turn or on its?
On its turn.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use Total Dead on gargoyle 2.
Okay. It fails. Go ahead and roll damage.
That 2d12.
Well, it's
It's been hurt.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because you were going gargoyle 2.
That's a lot of damage.
I mixed up my gargoyles. So a heavy
That is a lot of
Polaris tone explodes out into the air, racking the gargoyle's body. You see chips of stone on its broken wings kind of flake off. Is that your turn?
Yes.
So your zombie goes.
Can you share the sheet again? I accidentally minimized it and then closed it. I'm sorry.
There you go. you want me to just make the attack for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
He hits. He
Yeah.
chips ever so lightly at the gargoyle, kind of hitting it with its blurry fist. As the stone creature plods forward, headed straight towards Korg. He raises his massive fist, slamming them down. The first blow hitting Korg with a hard smash through the turtle shell. The second blow slamming in
He
to
crit
the
for 30 and a
barbarian.
normal attack for 29. I'm glad those were low rolls. That's all I'm saying. There was the potential for up to about 60, I'm guessing, and he rolled a 30, so...
Korg staggered from the blows. It becomes your turn.
Alright, I'll do Rage, because that's what you do. It's my bonus action. And my hammer should already be glowing,
Yep, because you had already activated it.
so I
And
will...
It stays on until you deactivate it with a bonus action. So
Yeah, and while we're all in here and it's still kind of dark, I've got it on. So I will attempt to hit this giant golem thing. Do I want to do this recklessly, guys? What do you think?
No.
Not for the first, not until you get yourself healed up some,
Alright.
because you are rather injured.
I will miss on the first one? Nope,
No,
I
no,
hit.
that is a hit.
I got it. I'll do...
It counted your moon blessed maul as casting bless because it looks
Love
for the
it.
term bless.
Hey, those are not bad rolls.
You slam your maul into the stone golem, kind of chipping away at it ever so lightly.
And I'll make my second attack. That'll miss.
That is a miss.
Can I use one of my inspirations to just reroll it?
Yes you can. I think you have one inspiration left.
Yep, so I'll use that and then just reroll the attack. It didn't help, guys, so that's my turn.
Okay.
Belina, which will really be your giant 8.
Right. So, position my map so I can see again. Okay. Let's see. So, the giant 8 being right next to Gargoyle 2 will take its first attack against the gargoyle it's right next to. So I will. Gargoyle.
It's targeting.
Okay.
You're good.
And then I will. Here we go. And
That's weird that it didn't. Hold on.
It's like what happened
Belena's
Thursday.
targeting it, but the ape's not targeting it.
Yeah,
Oh, it is targeting it.
it is.
This we were experiencing this Thursday as well.
Yep, and pretty soon you'll be having people target party members.
Controlling
Yeah,
NPCs
damage.
is difficult.
Damage will just randomly start applying to like Korg for no reason at all. No one's targeting him, but it'll do it. Watch.
Yep. This is
No,
what
I think it just. For some reason, I can't even drag drop it on the gargoyle. Like, it's not counting it as the active. Here, let me reshare this sheet with you. I think it's counting it as a non. Did that pop up as a separate sheet for you?
Nope. So
I'll-
the thing is,
I'll-
there's,
I'll
I
make the
clicked
attack
on
roll
in
for
the
it.
attack action under fist. I did the damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's a hit. The damage is 3d10 plus 6 bludgeoning.
I'll roll it for you, just because that will work easier. So it
plus
slams its fist into the Gargoyle's first attack. You want it to attack again?
So that was 3d10 plus 6?
Yes.
Okay, wow. Yeah, again.
Because it was partially resisted, that's why.
Physical damage is partially resistant.
Probably bludgeoning.
Oh, probably non-magical.
Yeah.
And that
Right,
is a
but
miss.
I thought the polymorph makes the
I
passive
accidentally dropped damage on it, but
damage. Oops.
uh,
I could have sworn you made that. Yeah, whatever.
I don't think polymorph makes you
Yeah,
magical.
no.
okay. Johannan.
Okay, so we're going to cast Storm Sphere.
Alright.
And it's going right over where Gargoyle 2 is, or Gargoyle 3. So Gargoyle 3 would be not wanting to cooperate with me.
Alright, he's targeted.
Okay, so I'm casting Storm Sphere. So, wait, what? Okay. And then, so actually, I think I did that wrong.
He
so
made
what?
a save and he failed. He failed the save. So.
Okay, so I need to do the damage then.
Yep.
And then it says that.
That's the 2d6 bludgeoning. Yep.
Yep. And then I can do as a bonus action. Does that start on this round or next round that I can do bonus action?
You can use it now because it says until spell ends. You can use a bonus action to cause a bolt of lightning to strike one creature of your choice within 60 feet of the middle.
Perfect. I am going to go ahead and use my lightning on the stone golem.
Yep, that will work.
So I need to retarget him onto, and
Yep. And this time you roll the attack.
this time I roll the attack. Okay. It's the first time using this spell.
You're good. It hits.
Hey, nice hit.
That'll be a 4d6.
Nice.
The lightning bolt shoots out, slamming in to the stone golem. The crackling energy flaking off bits of rock dust, showering Korg.
All right. So then Golem 3,
Okay.
because he's in it on his turn, will have to do another save.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
This golem just swings at the giant ape. Well, first he tries to bite it, fails horribly, then scratches at the ape, also failing horribly. It's Irtos.
Alright. Let's do some other things I keep on forgetting to do because they're at the bottom of my sheet.
You have too
And-
many character options.
And I don't even think about doing it. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my Hunter's Mark on it, since I have that.
For more damage.
Yep.
Alright. So you have, and then you apply Hunter's Mark to it.
Yep.
Yep, there you go. Alright, perfect. You got it.
Alright. And
You're
then,
a Fantasy Grounds pro now.
And then I do all my other stuff, because all my other stuff applies again as well. So that, and I don't believe Assassinate applies this round. Nope, it does, because I'm at the top of the combat round, so yes it does. And Sneak Attack still applies.
So I don't think Dread Ambusher, because it's Dread Ambusher is your first turn of each combat,
Is
not
it first
the
turn of each combat?
of
Yep.
each combat.
Yep.
So this is your second
not-
turn of
yep,
the combat.
so
So
let me
Dread
go ahead
Ambusher
and-
won't apply.
So Dread Ambusher, take that off. Okay. Come on. There we are.
And
So no
then
Dread
Assassinate won't apply.
Yeah, it does.
Does assassinate still apply?
Yeah, at the start you have the advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in the combat yet.
Everybody's taking a turn in the combat because it's the second round now, so assassinate shouldn't apply anymore.
Okay.
But sneak attack still does.
Sneak attack does still apply though,
There we go.
and Hunter's Mark does, and
Yep.
your fighting style does, and your bracers of archery do.
Yep. All the fun stuff. All right.
And that is a hit against Korg.
See, it's
I
happening.
told you it was going
It's
to hit
happening.
Korg. I
It's
said
happening.
it was going to hit Korg.
And he's
I
definitely
called it.
targeting Gargoyle too.
Yep.
Well, that definitely will hit Gargoyle too.
It's
Yep.
going to apply the damage to me too, though. So
Hold on.
So I found that if everybody else clears their targets after their turn is over, it helps.
Yep, let me go ahead and clear it and then
Okay.
reapply it for my targeting. And then I'll go ahead and do the damage. No, not that one. This one. Thank you.
Alright. And your arrow slams in to the gargoyle as it kind of chips right in. The magical bolt from your bow kind of sinks through the stone, and then it explodes in a shower of crumbling rock that looks very reminiscent of where Rajin is standing.
All right.
Nice.
And that will be my turn.
And then this gargoyle is going to continue to attack the zombie.
Nice.
That will kill the zombie, because since it was a crit, he doesn't get his undue dead fortitude. And then he will move in. Technically, do you want to be here or here? Because
I
you were
walked-
between squares.
yeah, well, so I'd walked in from the bottom. I would have been right. So I would have been right there,
Here?
technically walking in. But yeah, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. It really doesn't matter. I was just in there somewhere, so whatever.
He's gonna reach you no matter what, but
Yeah.
and he fails to claw at you. It's Rajin.
Okay, I am going to use my action to use the Potion of Superior Healing on Korg.
Okay.
So 8d4 plus 8.
Alright, do you not have that programmed in your actions list? Under items, is it not there?
Nah.
Oh, you don't have your items list. Okay, hold on. Alright, just roll your 8d4 real quick and I'll yell him for it. Alright, Korg's healed for
That's a good amount of healing. Thank you.
28.
Plus, oh, you already did this.
So that will put you at 40 wounds.
Yep. The three ones were what kept it low.
As this mystical energy kind of slowly suffuses Korg's body, you find yourself quickly coming back to a revitalized sort of essence. Alright, so that would be your action. Is that it for your turn then?
Yes, for this turn, yeah.
Alright. The stone golem raises up his fist once more. Alright, swinging the first one down at Korg.
Ah, damn.
Slams in to your hard shell. And with a cry of fury and rage, you shake off the blow as the second one swings down upon you. Quite an effective tank Korg makes. Hits you again with the massive, shuddering blow upon you. It's your turn.
For my bonus action, I'm gonna pop my potion of superior healing because it's in my potion belt.
All right.
Which again is what, 8d4 plus
8. Yeah.
8?
Is that one
Ooh.
not on your program list either?
Actually, what I'm gonna do is pop my magical awesome fruit, and it's my last one. That's what I'm gonna pop. I lied. That's my
Okay.
whole action though, right?
Yeah, that will take your whole action.
Still worth it. I'm gonna pop that and roll all of my extra hit dice,
Okay.
which is 5 of the.
For those new to Twitch land, about 16 or 17 sessions ago, the party revived this magical druidic tree that granted them the ability to eat a fruit and gain the effects of a short rest. So that will not only give you back all of that, any short rest powers you have will come back as well for you.
Including
So that includes your action surge
But first,
and all your superiority die.
I'm going
So
to
I just
use...
recovered them
yes.
for you.
Perfect, thank you. I'm going to use the bonus action to take the healing potion.
That is in your actions list, so you should be able to just roll your straight heal to yourself.
Okay.
Yours is programmed in there, correct?
Do I have to target myself first, though, for this?
Yes. Or just drag and
Okay,
drop it on
target.
yourself. Either way works. And Korg is 100% healthy.
Action surge. Right?
Yep.
Yes, you can action surge because you got the benefits of the short rest.
Now I will take 2 attacks at it.
Reckless attack.
Recklessly. I guess.
All right.
I feel like,
I mean,
yeah, whatever.
It's not really mattering right now that you don't.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna reckless anyway, just for the possibility of a crit.
Yes. Crit fish.
All right. Apply reckless. And go ahead and swing away. I assume you're attacking the stone golem.
I did target it, right?
Yep.
It says, okay, I was like, I clicked targeting. Okay.
That is a hit.
And I'm gonna apply
Your
the trip.
Mystical hammer consistently
bless ball.
triggering bless.
That bliss ball.
I'm really hoping here that the trip, he's not immune to trip, so I am applying the trip die. Do I have to click cast first?
First, you have to roll your damage and
Roll the
then
damage?
roll the save.
Do I? So I
Make
click
sure you have to
the
apply
effect for
yourself
damage,
apply the effect for damage.
and
For the
then
extra 1d8.
Yep, I click.
Roll
the
all
effect.
your damage.
Okay.
As you kind of slam into the golem with your first strike, and then go ahead and
Cast.
press cast to make him save against tripping. He fails and he falls prone.
well,
so go
I've
ahead
already
and
reckless
apply-
attacked, so.
Apply prone to him.
Green.
There should be an effect for prone on
Yep, I did that.
there.
Did I take?
My fantasy grounds is thinking, because and it's thinking. And It did take.
Okay, then I will attack him again. It should still have my effect on there.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna attack him again.
That will hit.
And I will apply the sweeping, which will hit the other golem too.
The gargoyle.
Yeah, gargoyle. So I target him, and it doesn't have an effect. So do I just apply
So
the damage?
if the original attack roll would hit the second creature, it takes damage equal to the number you roll on your superiority die. So first
Okay.
you need to roll your damage against the stone golem.
I will untarget that guy first, and then roll the damage. And it's just the flat, no extra damage.
Yeah. Well, you get your superiority die still. You didn't apply your.
Not to the golem, right?
Yeah, no. It goes
Yeah.
to-
Yeah, to the golem.
Oh, okay. Well, then here's the additional damage for that. It should be 1d8 bludgeoning.
Yep. So just roll that real quick.
It rolled a ton. I don't know what that was about. I picked up.
Because it added your radiant damage. So
Okay.
let me just heal him for 10 real quick.
Yeah, it should have only been the one off there. So
And then the golem will take 1 damage from
sweeping,
the superiority sweeping attack.
and that's my turn.
And then Belina still has a giant ape.
Giant ape. Okay. So the giant ape is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. Right?
Yep.
And he's going to target the stone golem and attack him with his fist with advantage because it's prone.
Alright. You want me to roll it just to make sure it works?
Yeah, I mean, it's glitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 20 plus 9.
That it is a hit.
Right, and that's 2d10 plus 6. 0. Resisted. So it's resistant to non-magic.
No, if it took 0, it's not resistant. That'd be immune. It would be resistant. Would be half. That's immune.
Yeah. So it's immune to it.
So it's immune to your bludgeoning stuff.
How retarded is that? If it sees it doesn't do any damage, it wouldn't attack it again. It would attack the small one.
Oh, you wanted to attack the small one?
Yeah, if it's not doing damage to the big one,
Okay.
it's gonna look at it kind of stupid, and then just turn and just smack at the other one.
Is an ape that smart, or would it just keep mindlessly bashing, hoping that eventually it would hurt it?
I mean,
Because
it's
you're
only-
a mindless ape.
It's only a -2 intelligence, so it's only slightly dumber than Cork.
No, we're the
I'll
same.
give it.
We're the
I'll
same.
give it to you
So-
because he's as dumb as Korg.
Korg has a 6 intelligence. Shut up.
The ape is better than Cork.
I am quite literally retarded. I wear a helmet to bed at night. Leave me alone.
Oh,
Korg can effectively target, so I'll give it to you. It slams in, punching at the gargoyle, kind of chipping away at its hard stone body.
but I'm trying to give the big stone golem a second target if it decides it wants to vary. Yeah, I can't damage it without a magical weapon.
Johannan.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and take care of the bonus action from my storm sphere to attack the stone golem again with lightning.
Disadvantage for spell attack?
Is the
He's
giant
prone.
golem affected by the storm spear?
If you ended your turn in the sphere, yes.
It has to cover, because it's a circle, it has to cover at least half the giant apes.
Oh,
Okay.
So
the
you
giant
are.
ape is excused.
The giant ape is fine.
Ah.
Is there
If
disadvantage?
it was
for being
if it was
prone?
any shape other than a circle, you'd be hit by it. But 5e rules, you have to cover at least half the
Nice.
person. So
But like I said, does it have disadvantage for the target being prone?
it should calculate that automatically.
Okay.
Okay, so I just have to hit attack and we'll see if it works. Yep, it
Yeah,
rolled disadvantage. Oh.
A bolt of lightning shoots out, zapping at the golem, striking the ground right in front of Korg. That was your bonus action. So you still have an action.
Yeah, so I'm aiming for the back end of the stone golem because this is a.
Okay, it strikes right in front of the giant ape. It's not good. It doesn't hit anybody.
No, not for
Oh,
my
okay.
actual action.
Okay,
For
alright,
my
I got you.
actual action. And I'm saying that because there's that whole 5-foot wide blast issue when you throw lightning bolt at something. So I'm aiming for its back end. So I miss Korg and the ape.
Okay. Alright, so
Just
essentially,
so we're clear.
you're gonna hurl a lightning bolt out kind of this way.
Exactly.
Alright, gotcha.
It should already show. It doesn't want to roll. Give me a sec. It's refusing to roll.
There we go. It cast. He succeeds on his save, but that's only half damage, so go ahead and...
It's half of 8d6. I'll take
yeah.
it.
It slams in to the golem with a blast of electricity. Chips of stone flake off it, bouncing onto Korg's body, just boom, 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 boom.
Just
Stone
leave me
is
in the
raining
background.
down upon Korg.
And
And I
that'll
think
end my
that's your turn?
action. Yep.
Yep.
I actually got to do a bonus action for a change.
Ertos.
Using my bonus action to move the hunter's mark over onto gargoyle number 3.
Yep.
Do I still have to reapply it to myself?
No.
Okay. And then my sneak attack.
Give me.
You hit me. Hold on, let me untarget this guy. Maybe that'll help.
I'm pretty sure the
Weird.
20
It
still.
does. It hits the gargoyle. It does.
Okay.
So
It was doing this for me Thursday as well. So.
It was. We were doing a lot of damage to
we
party.
are using early access fantasy grounds. So
Alright, and then damage wise.
Seriously love the speed in this though. It's amazing. Unity really like
Damage
picked
10
it
to
up.
Korg. Get him.
Ouch. You got me. That did hit me.
Damn.
I told you it was gonna be Korg too. I called it when it happened. I said Korg's gonna start taking damage, and here it goes.
alright. Well, I will heal Korg, but you did kill
Yep.
the gargoyle.
Yep. And that will be your turn.
Rajin.
I'm gonna cast Ray of Enfeeblement at it.
Ooh, good choice.
Okay. That misses.
That's all I got.
Here's a question. Because it was at disadvantage, if a player were to use inspiration, would it just do flat roll?
It would, but
Okay.
it's a little late now.
No, it totally is. I was just curious on
Yeah.
the rule on that one.
Because it would give it, man. So it stands
Yeah.
up, rising from its prone position, and then it continues to try to rain down slams just mindlessly upon the creature that, you know, summoned its to life.
Watch it crit me again. Hey, at least it wasn't critical that time. Yes,
It's only
he has one
critted
more
me
attack
twice.
in a row. Okay.
Look, it didn't even hit you that
Hey,
time.
that's fair.
You're fine. You have 8 damage.
I am
Like,
fine. You're right. I'm
You're
very
not
fine.
even affected by this battle. You guys are gonna come out perfectly fine. You're
Yeah.
gonna beat this thing, and
Thanks to
nobody's
the fruit.
gonna even be hurt.
Thanks to the fruit, because I had like 8 hit points at one time. So, all right. I
Maybe
was
the fruit
reckless.
saved your life.
It
It is a high
definitely
magic campaign.
did. Yeah,
He wanted to get rid of your fruit. That's the whole reason, right?
I
there.
did offer it up to that one dude.
Aren't you glad you didn't?
Yes, very glad.
I
What
had
do you do,
completely
Clark?
forgotten
I'm
about the
trying
fruit.
to apply reckless attack real quick.
I forgot about the fruit too.
All right.
Yeah, well, I went and checked my
made
inventory, and
it-
it says I have 4, so...
Should have made it 2
We're
stone
good.
golems. The cavern begins to shake
Oh,
as
it rolled
another
damage. I
golem rises.
apologize. Please take that back. That was supposed to be the other one. Take that back. My bad. That's 100% on me.
Nah, you got make me do math.
Yes, I am sorry. Give it 24 hit points back. I'm sorry. That's.
Yeah, I gotta
on me.
math that.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Alright.
First attack.
That is a hit.
Then roll damage. That's how the game works. If anybody's curious. I'm gonna try and trip it again.
Are you sure?
But that
Because
makes it
the
harder
only-
for my lightning.
It makes it harder for everybody else, and you're already recklessly attacking.
But he's got 6 intelligence.
Far,
I mean,
far
okay,
be it
but-
from me, but
Well, the only
it
thing else
doesn't
I can
help
do is-
anyone.
But the only thing else I can do is maneuvering attack or sweeping attack, which neither one is effective in this situation. And the tripping at least
Okay.
makes it easier for, like, you know, an auto person. I don't
Nobody.
know. I mean, well, the giant ape that, you know,
Can't
unknown
hurt
to
it.
Korg, is attacking it would have advantage. I don't know. I guess I can do.
No. Do what
You
Korg
do
would
it, John. Do what Korg would do.
do.
Trip it. Trip
What's-
it, Korg.
Yeah,
Trip it.
he
Don't let
really
the
would.
DM tell you what to do.
That's his go-to, you know.
Go for
Korg
it.
has a 6 intelligence. I'm not gonna give you battle tactic advice.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Tripping-
ridiculously dumb.
Tripping
You're-
worked for Korg, so do what Korg would do in order to make
Roll
it easier
damage.
for Korg.
That's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
The ape's about to make it even worse for everybody else if he succeeds at what he's gonna do. Gee.
And then I have to roll the action to trip.
Female late. That's important.
So it's
He
prone.
falls prone.
See, guys, I'm being effective.
Don't worry, I've got a way to.
I'm doing relatively well.
I will hit him again. Or, okay, I will try to hit him again. Let's clarify that.
I've got a way to remove the disadvantage on me.
That hit.
And on this one, I will apply. I forgot to actually check off that I had done that, so that was my third. This will be my fourth.
Okay.
I'll apply maneuvering attack. Well, no, that's the only thing I can do is apply trip attack for more damage or sweep attack. So I guess I'm using sweep
You
attack.
can still use maneuvering attack. It'll still add damage.
It doesn't give me. I guess it's just an effect. I couldn't.
And
click
then
effect.
friendly creatures can. One friendly creature can move if it wants.
I don't know how to actually do the damage dice from it, though. Is what I mean to say.
It's you click the effect button.
Just click effect. Okay. Well, I didn't know
Says
if I had to.
maneuvering attack damage 1d8, just like all your other.
Well, the other one actually just says trip attack damage, and I see the trip attack prone. I thought it doesn't matter.
It has maneuvering attack damage there.
I will allow Rajin to get a better.
You can move up to half your speed without provoking attacks of opportunity from nothing.
There you go. And then I'm going to now do the damage.
You slam your maul, breaking chunks of stone off of the golem.
Okay.
Alright. Giant ape.
Giant
What does-
ape. She is going to attempt to grapple this now prone stone golem.
Alright, make an athletics check.
See if it'll actually work. 21.
And stone golem makes an athletics check, but it's prone, and I gotta remember if that affects
It
athletics
does not.
checks.
Nope.
I don't think
It
does
does not.
it?
I know that
I'm pretty confident that it doesn't. but I don't
restrained and
know.
stuff does, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
it's not
prone
restrained,
does.
It's just prone. Prone is just, things
Just
have
attack rolls,
easier
I
access to
think.
hit melee.
Yeah, just
Okay.
attack rolls. Alright, so he will make his athletics check.
Okay.
He failed. He is
Okay.
grappled.
All right, his movement speed is 0. He is stuck prone.
Yep. Since grapples don't involve
He's not
attack
technically.
rolls,
Oh, he is because he can't stand up because
Yeah,
he's
because
got.
he has no movement speed, so now he
Yeah.
can't
Yep.
stand up.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. So since grapples don't involve attack rolls, prone and restrained don't give enemies an advantage on the check.
Yeah. And I guess that's the
That's
giant
end of
ape's
my
whole
turn.
turn.
Yep, he's gonna maintain.
So, Johanna,
The giant ape has 153 hit points.
Yes.
Why was I tanking?
157.
I don't even have that kind of hit points. At double with the. That's crazy.
polymorph is a powerful spell.
Yeah.
It is.
Is there any way that I can hit the stone golem without hitting the damn ape if I use the lightning again?
Just hit
No.
the ape.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm just gonna hit the ape.
Yep.
Okay.
It's okay. Jane will hurt King Kong. It's okay.
I forgot
Technically,
to
it can-
target. Ah,
Technically can hit the golem, but you would have disadvantage, so go ahead and roll one more time real quick. and
okay,
then,
that's okay because I failed to do it right the first time anyway. It's a
alright,
miss.
so that misses as the bolt of lightning kind of shoots out, slamming into the ground again. For your bonus action.
Doo-doo.
Oops. Didn't
So
mean to
many of mine are
remove both of those.
concentration. You know what? We're gonna go ahead. Everything I do could potentially hit the ape. Oh well, the ape can just deal with it.
The ape has 153 hit points.
That's why I said the ape can deal with
If it
it.
loses its hit points, it just turns into Bellina.
Right, well, that's if she fails her check. I mean, if you lose,
Not if
yeah,
you're reduced to 0, you're just back
yeah,
to Belina.
0 back to Belina. Fails Constitution check, back to Belina. But
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, it's not a bad thing. The ape is just a magical manifestation.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna stress it. We're just gonna go ahead and do little attack. No, we're not. No, we're not. I'm done.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Okay.
I mean, it's a
Tough.
test of strength, not a
Um,
test of I'm gonna hit someone with a
Bonus
magic spell.
action.
Hey,
Alright.
that's okay. I've done enough damage with lightning so far on 2 different guys. I'm
On my
happy.
bonus
I've
action,
helped.
I'm going to move
Yeah, you helped a
the
lot.
hunter's mark over to yada yada.
I thought it already was on there.
Uh,
Oh no, that was the last gargoyle. Yeah, you killed the gargoyle last round.
And for some odd strange reason, it did add my hunter's damage onto the last gargoyle anyways. Because it only rolled 3d6, which is my sneak attack and normal bow damage. But okay.
Strange.
Corey's gonna take some damage when you attack.
No.
I just suspect the game will do it again.
Yeah. Oh, this is true. I will also, utilizing the Shadow Strike gloves that I have, since this is the first attack I've made against this stone golem.
Yep.
I have advantage on this attack, which makes it
Yep,
a straight
and-
roll.
Everybody's in dim light, so it will work.
So this is
So go ahead and click the advantage button.
Yep, I did.
And then that'll make it a straight roll.
All right, and let me go ahead and also put on
Gotta start making these combats more difficult. You guys got so many magic items.
sneak attack area as well, just in case. All right. That will probably miss or not hit anybody.
Let's find out. That's a hit.
Okay. Now this should roll a total of 4d6. We'll find out. Yes, it does. Woohoo!
And
There we go.
how do you kill the stone golem?
So with everybody standing in front of it, he eyes the range and lets loose one of his magic arrows, since the bow is magical, and slides through the various openings, weaving its way to pierce into one of the small cracks within the golem.
as your arrow pierces the golem, this greenish light slowly begins to develop in these various cracks forming throughout the body, this splintering pattern, and then the golem's body explodes into a cloud of dust. The circle beneath Korg and Rajin's feet begins glowing with mystical energy, and they both disappear from the room.
Oh no. Are we together though?
I'm sure we can't hear Rajin though.
I can, right? We're together.
I will whisper you guys.
Okay. But can we hear Rajin while Rajin is coughing?
There's a lot of dust.
Do
My nose naturally just does that close thing.
that's a
turtles do.
very.
Are we out of combat officially?
You are out of combat.
But we've been
going.
banished to the
Shadow realm.
to
I
a different plane of existence.
Still
We're
trying to
screwed.
figure out if I hear the Rajin coughing.
Is the circle? still glowing?
The circle is glowing, and you don't hear Rajin coughing.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna cancel out of the giant ape.
Alright.
Are there any?
did they
Did any
go?
other openings in the cavern open up?
No.
Where did they go?
So-
Uh,
That may be our
I'm
only
gonna
way
step into the
out.
circle.
I'm gonna step in with Selena.
But Lena and Johanan, you guys step in the circle and immediately disappear.
Why are all the party members really stupid? I don't know. Yes, new glowing object. Let's touch it.
I was already in it. That was.
Oh,
rude.
I know.
I checked the wall. I looked around the walls first. There were no other exits. That means that's my exit.
Earthos is more of the entire. But Lena and Johanan step into it after they watch their peers disappear.
No, Johanan.
They didn't
Loot the
go up.
bodies. Loot the bodies
didn't
before you
explode.
leave.
Ertos, you disappear. All of you find yourself back outside in the original village, standing just facing the mountain stronghold. And you find yourself in the village of Belfar once again.
That was only 3.
It's actually because he's really
Yeah,
old. It's
there
not
were
the
only 2
dust.
tests. It was Constitution, Knowledge, and Strength. 3 tests.
Then why did we deal with 4 pillars?
What?
Did anybody get
The 4
a
pillars were for
stone?
the 4 elements.
Yeah.
But did anybody get the stone?
No, we
What
have to get it
stone?
from the sage.
Well,
We had
how-
to pass
did-
the tests to get the stone
Did
from
we
the
ha-
sage.
I feel like we didn't have to pass the test to get the stone. Then we could have just taken the stone.
You want to fight an ancient being that's been around as
Who
long
said
as the
anything
world has been
about
created?
fighting him? We'd just take it and leave.
In order to take it, we had to pass his tests.
So let's go talk to the old guy and see if we can
Yeah,
get it here
let's
then,
go
because
talk to the-
that's my only worry. So now we got to do it all over again, and I don't have any more fruit.
I do.
I do.
Can I have a fruit?
No.
It was very helpful in that fight. You don't even
What?
know. I almost died.
What is with this fruit?
Nothing. You don't need it. Don't worry.
I'd like to know too.
Apparently, there's something important if you all are fighting about who has fruit.
We should take a trip back to the tree.
Are they sensu beans?
That's. I don't know what those
There
are,
was-
but
There was
yes.
a druidic tree that we revived, and the fruit it grew helps recover.
Knock
Okay.
knock.
You knock, and after a few minutes, the stone door kind of melts away, and you see the small kind of bald-headed boy. He looks up. He's like, I see you have passed the trials.
Well,
Well, we're
obviously,
not
we
dead,
would be
so
here.
yeah.
Then you have, congratulations are upon you for succeeding. Now that you have secured the keystone.
When you say secured, you mean you're going to give it to us so that we have it, right?
No, the keystone is within the heart of the final test.
As soon as we
Surely,
got into the middle of the final test,
surely
it disappeared.
you received the stone
I
when
did not.
when you defeated the Guardian.
As soon as the Guardian died, I was taken straight here with nothing in between.
So you did not receive the stone.
I did not receive any stones.
So, just to pause for a second, with my passive perception on Belina and passive investigation, would I have seen the stone before stepping in the circle?
No, you would have actively had to search through the rubble of the golem.
Wow. Okay. So yeah,
We're
no.
going back. going back to.
That's just
So,
too funny.
Yeah.
do we have to
Of,
fight
of all the
everything
things I could have
again?
planned for, not looting the corpses was the
I
one I
did-
did not.
Who
I did
loots a
expect-
golem? Come
I-
on.
I
It's a
fully
golem.
expected
It's
that you
stone
needed
rubble.
to actually collect
Cork-
it before we left, but I could not do it because I was immediately teleported.
Cork actually got it right on this one.
Who loots a golem?
First times for everything.
Right? Dude, in all of my gaming career, I have never seen anyone try to.
I
loot a
100
golem.
expected that we had to loot it. I don't know why you didn't. 100 was like, "Are we gonna loot it? I don't get a chance. I hope somebody loots it."
Same.
Earthos was just like, well, everybody else is.
See, and
I'm
I
sorry,
looked
I've never
around to
seen
see if there
anyone
were
loot
other
gold.
exits, and went, I guess that's our only way out.
It activated the death of the golem activates the portal as a way out of the dungeon.
Right.
It just happened that Korg and Rajin were standing in the portal when it activated.
Korg didn't really get a chance to move. He was attacked before he
I
had
mean,
his turn.
No.
yeah, but that's the thing is in any fight, you know, it could have gone. I use disengage and run away, and then I'm not. going to
Right,
get
right,
hurt.
right.
It's
Let's-
just how it is.
Let's go.
So it's not a big deal.
All right.
We're wasting time. Come on.
Send us back. We know how to get through it now.
Do we have to
yeah,
do the
do it
whole
again.
trial again, or because we completed it, we can just walk there?
Well, this was an unexpected scenario, so let's traditionally this would be our midstream break time. We start about 30 minutes
Sure.
late. However, let's go ahead and take our midstream break,
Oh, come
Uh,
on.
The DM trying to
get some
figure this
food.
out.
and I try to figure
need some
out if you have to
time.
reaccomplish the entire dungeon again or not, because you failed to loot the artifact that you needed from the
No.
dungeon before teleporting yourself out.
Here's my question to this, right? One of those little golem guys, little gargoyles, was already destroyed. We destroyed the other two. We go back in there, it's just the big golem this time.
No, it shouldn't be because it's already destroyed too. Unless
But he
they
probably
all regenerate.
reforms. It's, you know, a thing. I don't know. We'll find out.
After we take a
After-
15-minute break.
Yeah, after this break.
Stay tuned. Same Ithcarius time. Same Ithcarius channel.
Same Ithcarius idiots.
I'm sorry.
Will our Ithcarius pirates manage to
No.
find the crystal in time?
We're so bad. We're so bad at these.
Will-
So bad.
Will they loot the proper
18
source?
years of dungeon
Will
All right. Welcome back to our Skies of Ithcarius campaign. For those who may have joined while we were on break, our companions had just successfully defeated the Trial of Strength, slaying the Stone Golem Guardian within a multi-stage dungeon that activated a magical teleportation circle in which to enable them to leave and did not think to loot the Guardian for the artifact they were searching for, as they just found out as they returned to the quest giver, the Sage of the Earth, who had tasked them with defeating the trial in order to obtain the keystone. And that is where we had left off with our break. As the Sage looks over your party, he shakes his head ever so sadly. He's like, you failed to grab the keystone from the heart of the Guardian.
When in any of your description did you say retrieve the keystone from the heart or any such clue therein?
It's probably part of the knowledge one. Sounds
No,
like
it's not part of
you
the knowledge one. I got
failed.
the knowledge one. We solved the knowledge one because it had the pillars, with the tiers of earth and then
You,
Are we
fire,
allowed to go
water,
back
air.
in and try it again?
I practically gave you the answer for that one. Did you not feel that that was enough?
No,
I
the
well,
knowledge
are we
one was
allowed to go
easy.
back
That was
in?
not a problem. But there was no mention in a test of strength whether when retrieving the thing was of it being inside of something.
He shakes his head ever so slightly, this young,
Well-
childlike sage.
I mean, I'm just guessing. Taking things from a broken apart statue doesn't seem like something I would normally do. But we have a
Well,
mission.
it is something that we need to do. Can we go back in and do it again? How
It
many
doesn't-
tries are we allowed to do before we are just not allowed
I
to
mean, it didn't
have
kill
the
us.
stone?
Technically, we passed the test.
If you haven't had the chance to go back in there and reset the trial, is everything still dead? How does this work?
I could reset the trial if that is what you desire.
No, I don't need to fight a giant golem again. He literally walked up and hit me. I was like dead close to just feeling 100% dead.
Well, your presence here shows that you have earned the virtue to earn the keystone. I suppose that we could create a passage for you to enter in and regain it.
But that's very much appreciated because we really do need it.
You will have to pass through each room again, however. I cannot create a passage all the way through to the final room.
Are we
I'll
gonna
do
have
it
to-
alone. Don't
Are we
worry,
gonna have to
everyone.
switch the switches again in the gassy room? Or is that door still open?
It will remain set as you last set it.
Okay.
I can do it alone. Don't worry. I'll be back in like 20 minutes. 21 tops.
So he kind of takes his hands and as he slaps them together, the passageway opens up behind him once more, revealing a long, dark stone hallway into the mountain.
Go running back in.
Korg, wait for someone to make sure you don't take any wrong turns. Jahanan follows.
There is literally only one path that he's gonna get the wrong one somehow.
So you guys rush in, running in to the. After a few minutes, you enter into that smoke-filled, vapor-filled.
She's
Chamber,
already
go
pulled a
ahead.
mask up over her face.
Yep. See, go ahead and roll me a fortitude save. You can have advantage on this check.
What about Korg? He's
Cork
probably
can hold
breathing
his
it the
breath,
first time.
So okay,
He's
then roll
breathing
me
it
a
the first time
fortitude.
like an idiot. He would forget.
You want Constitution?
Oh yeah, Constitution save. I'm sorry, I've been playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition too much.
That's why I figured I'd double check. And you said do it
Constitution
advantage?
saving throws.
Constitution at advantage because of the mask?
Yes.
Perfect.
No advantage. Korg didn't do
I
anything. He
think
just
I am
forgot.
okay. Okay, I rolled. They did not.
It's just populating.
It's
Give it a
just
second.
thinking because I have to
Okay.
open up all the old traps again.
Okay.
And it's thinking hard because I'm opening up a bunch of windows.
Because one
so
of
I can
those
look
two
at
was
my
a
notes.
nat 20, and I'm really upset that it's not populating on the tracker.
We'll see what happens.
I know, if I have to re-roll, I'm going to be frustrated, even if it is at advantage. There it is! Okay, I'm happy now.
Alright, let me pull up the ancient trials. Petrifying gas trap. Let's see. Korg, you failed. So you become under the effects. You become slowed.
And that's
as
when I
you
remember
enter
and start holding my breath.
into the room. So you can. Your speed is halved going forward. You suck in, hold your breath. You guys move relatively quickly through the room since you don't have to worry about going through the trials and the dangers. Jahanan, having passed the first check, you're actually immune for 5 minutes, so you won't have to make a roll again. And Korg, holding your breath now, since you can hold your breath for an hour, you will also not have to make a check again, as you can jump in to the tunnel, sending you hurling back into the room that was once filled with acid. Now is simply filled with now it is empty, but it is still
A 20-foot drop.
a 20-foot drop that also has two stone pillars that you would need to jump across in order to make.
Do we
Or
need
just
to make,
jump down and rush over to where the
Do we need to
the
make
thing
the dex jumps? I thought that the jumps on the pillars were just easy, but the rope down was still a climb.
Yeah, you can jump across the pillars fine.
Okay, and then I'll use the rope of climbing again to try and give us support on the way down.
And we'll see if I can actually get down this time.
Alright, make me a couple of athletics checks.
I cannot
Apparently
handle
I'm still
those
raging.
down.
Hold on, let me turn off my rage.
That's okay, I can't get down for
Go ahead and make me a dexterity save, Jahanan.
Okay, here we go. Athletic.
I'm going to fall for a second time. Yes! Yes, I am!
Alright, Jahanan falls
Cannot
again
do that.
for 10 damage this time.
Yeah,
As you
I'm really...
slam once more into the ground.
I should have just thunder stepped down it.
You
I
guys
really
rush
thought
down.
you had it at this time, though. We'll tell everybody up top that you made it, no problems.
Thanks,
They
Clark.
won't even know.
We won't even worry about it.
And then you guys eventually slide back in to the cave.
Okay.
The mystical portal in the center is still glowing.
Carefully walking around it.
I just want to toss one rock into it. Like, there's pebbles from all the dead monsters. I just want to toss one and see what happens.
It vanishes.
The rock vanishes, not the portal.
Oh no.
Yeah, the portal vanishes. All the stones come to life within the room.
We're in trouble here.
Going through the rocks.
As you shift through the rubble of the golem, you find a small, kind of circular disc that looks familiar to you, etched with a symbol upon it.
Carefully wrapping it and putting it in my pack.
And you now have the Keystone of Earth.
While we're here, is there anything else interesting?
I'm gone.
Korg vanishes, disappearing. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Nothing.
You don't find anything interesting
Excellent. Then I'll go
within
ahead.
the rest of the room.
Then I'll go ahead and port back.
Alright, and you guys end up back at Feldspar.
You got back about 10 minutes before. You got back a few minutes before I did.
Yeah, so only it took like 20-25 minutes total to get through. Korg, you're still making another fortitude save to see if you can shake off the
Constitution save.
Constitution save. Oh my god.
Nope, can't shake it off. Still holding my breath and running.
You're still slowed, so you're running like, oh, no.
And don't worry, guys, we got all the way through. We found the keystone, and Johanan made it down the rope with no problems and didn't fall again.
So if Belina sees Korg come around the corner,
He's kind of slowed, and that
and
speech is
slowed.
slurred. Like,
you just
Big
hold your
make
head.
the
You forgot to hold
party.
your breath, didn't you?
guys,
You forgot to hold your breath, didn't you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She reaches out and hits him on the shoulder, doing a lesser restoration, and -2 damage. No, it's a-
and you're no longer slowed.
Yay.
And that was my generosity for the night.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
There's probably more in there somewhere, but we appreciate this one too.
All right. So as you stand before the sage, the keystone in hand, he looks over you. He's like, what do you plan to do now?
Retire here.
We need to search out the other ones.
But also, a real question. If I decide to stay here, could I get a home and stay here too? I promise to contribute to whatever you guys do, like building things or defending a stone.
You would have to swear your life to the path of the earth.
What does that mean? Like, do I live in the caves too, or do I get a house?
Perhaps you could have a dwelling here, yes. You would further embrace the element of earth, harness nature and the life the earth grants us, become one and harmonize with the stone itself. Is this something that interests you, child?
Well, I mean, I want to be with other turtles like myself when I'm all done doing.
He
know.
reaches into his robe and he pulls out a small pebble and holds it out to you.
I'll take it.
Like, if you are truly interested in becoming one with the earth, then accept this boon from me. If you invoke the blessings of Ogmark, then this stone shall envelop you with his embrace. And you shall take on the characteristics of stone itself upon your skin, granting you some resistance to physical damage.
I really do want to do it, but I have a very important job to do first. Can I do that and then come back here, or is this like I have to do it now?
Take the stone with you. There are some drawbacks to embracing the stone, however, for stone is slow and immobile. So should you choose to call upon the blessings of Ogmark, you shall root yourself, but gain incredible defense.
I will then, but I really need to do one thing first, maybe like two things first, but then I really do want to come back here.
I mean, we shall welcome you if you will truly embrace the teachings of the stone. And for the rest of you,
I have a job that I'm being paid to do.
Yep. That's exactly what's happening.
why do you seek the keystones?
Well, the world's got to end some way. Somebody's trying to end the world one way.
We are actually trying to stop an evil cult from obtaining them and destroying the world with those like Goliath things that you talked about.
The ancient primordials that forged this world, sealed away by the cruelty of the one god.
Would releasing them be bad?
Only one who has the keystone can make that decision. One who has proven themselves worthy.
Well,
Will you become those ones? I do not know. But you have set yourself upon a path. The keystones unlock the gates that hold the keys to the primordials' prisons. Only you can choose what you do with them.
And that is something we still have to decide. But for now, we are trying to gather them before the cult that we know will use them to do harm can get them.
This world has been in chaos since the primes were locked away. Perhaps you are the ones to set things right once again.
I was just hoping to stop the Empire from destroying us, but make it a bigger deal, I guess.
Destiny has a gentle hand sometimes, my friend. And it appears that she has cusped all of you within her embrace. It has been 10,000 years since the primes were locked away. And now, for the first time in those aeons, the keystones are beginning to gather once more.
It's almost like, why would you gather them in the first place? But hey, we're just doing what we're told.
Good luck to you all, I suppose.
Thank you. We're probably gonna need it.
Feel free to rest here for the night if that is your desire.
Oh, that's definitely a good desire of mine.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Everybody else?
Everybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
might as well.
So he kind of summons one of the older turtles from before, and they escort you to this one of the larger kind of rooms here as a sort of guest room, or you could rest for the night if you so desire.
Yep.
Then we'll go
Definitely.
ahead and
And long rested.
Long rest accomplished.
Woohoo.
As you awaken in the morning, you see the various turtle, lizard folk, grung, bullywug type, amphibian and lizard type creatures, sort of, probably for the day, those kind of stone creatures that shift through the grass and rock here, kind of moving around, moving supplies to and fro, just the basic, day-to-day activities of a small village town, kind of moving stuff around. Up in this kind of longer room up here, you see a bunch of people kind of making their way. They come out carrying bits of food here and there, mostly vegetables. Not much in the way of meat available, but veggies, fruits, grains, that kind of deal.
All right. Is everybody here good to go? Can we get to the ship and wait? How many stones do we have now? Are we still looking for more?
Well, yeah.
Bellini, you're muted.
We're still missing the stones of aether and air.
Can we ask the council guy there to if he knows where the air or the ether one is?
Go for it. There's bound to be other guardians.
Let's go talk to that guy.
Well, we know that the Sage of Air was the guy he mentioned before, Kosei, that was down in the temple. He seemed to be rather insane. So I'm guessing probably the Empire already has that keystone.
Which one is the one that we already gave to Jack?
We gave
Water and
Wait.
fire.
Yeah. Jack
Wait,
has
we
one.
don't really need it if we have the compass. We just look at the next one and start heading to that.
Right, but I'm just saying that if Kosei, who is the keeper, the Sage of Air, is just meandering around the Temple of the Primes without any purpose, chances are that the
The
cult
cult
or
has
whoever already has his stone. So
Regardless, we know where he is at least.
but
Well, then let's at least make our way to the next stone, and then
so
we'll get them
Aether
all,
would be
and
the
then
other one that we don't know. So, and I look at my little notepad that I drew the symbols in from the basins and whatnot, looking for the symbol for Aether.
And that is the one symbol that is missing.
I don't have what the symbol for Aether looks like. I go and I knock on the sage's door.
After a few minutes, the door kind of melts aside again. You see him,
So-
inside his room.
I understand that you're the Sage of Earth and this is your domain and this is what you do, and we appreciate the clues and everything that you've taught us so far. But as I was going through, I noticed that everything that we've seen so far points very easily to the 4 elemental symbols for the keystones, but I haven't seen the image for the Aether keystone. What is the symbol for Aether?
The symbol for Aether is 3 spirals in harmony with one another. A connectedness within the realm.
Would you be willing to make an image of it here in the rock or something so that I could get a pictorial idea of what I'm looking for? Because I understand your description, but I'm just trying to piece it all together.
I think I only have it in Fantasy Grounds as
Regular?
as the actual keystone.
Share it to Discord?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I got it for Discord. because of course you don't want to share the fantasy grounds one.
Right.
So give me 1 second. 'Cause I'm sure I've got it here somewhere. Nope. This one. Nope. Do I not have a not edited copy of it?
Snipping tool.
I may have. I was reorganizing all my stuff the other day, and then got it. I found it.
Yay.
I'll load it into Fantasy Grounds. It'll only take a second,
Oh,
so we
okay.
can share it out.
So, while he's scratching or etching the symbol into the
Yeah,
wall,
he
or
kind of
whatever the case may be,
carves it into the
Yeah.
floor
yeah,
for you.
I'm gonna take some notes on my paper that I have the rubbings on, and I'm next to the air symbol. I'm going to write Koze Temple of Primes, and then cult has with a question mark, and then I'll kind of do the same rubbing thing that I did with the other ones, and copy down the image of the symbol for Aether, so I have something to go off of when I'm doing my Wayfinder projection.
Yeah, so he etches this basic symbol into the stone itself.
Okay. Yep. And then like I said, I copy that down. I'm like, well, thank you for providing us the knowledge and the true history of the world. It's honestly very enlightening, but
Perhaps you will be the ones to heal it.
only the time will tell. Well, my party and I will be leaving, I guess. Thank you again.
Okay. Bows, and as you walk out, the stone melts back into this seamless surface behind you.
Okay. I rejoined the group. It's like, okay, I know what the symbol for Aether looks like, so I can put together what the keystone would look like, and we can start tracking that if you guys want. Again, I know we talked about the crew would get training as we go, but if the more we go after the cult and the things that the cult has, the more likely we're going to run into adversity, and the better trained the crew is, the better off we'd be. So I still, as the current first officer, recommend doing things to help train up the crew.
We do need to have them better trained.
I couldn't hear you.
Did you want me to fight them to make them better at fighting, or just keep
No.
feeding them?
No, I mean like actual encounters, like we had talked about before we went on the whole. We're gonna track down every single keystone thing. Maybe raiding a couple of ships carrying Aetherwood to the Empire and repurposing it and whatnot, and maybe through the act of the aerial combat and the raiding, and because we're pirates, right? Is what we're supposed to be. Yeah.
We
Yes.
are pirates.
Well,
So
you guys are pirates.
you're slowly still being yourself, but um, whatever the
I'm
case may
been
be, the
paved.
experience would be good for the crew.
I would love the idea of a raid and going and getting more stuff and taking down an Empire ship.
Now,
I
So-
mean,
Sounds good.
a cultist ship and not
Yes.
the whole Empire or something
No,
that isn't. You know what I mean.
yeah,
How-
know what you mean. Yep.
How
So
about I
mean,
send?
and that's what was that, Captain?
How about we send a message to Jack, update her on the status of the stone, and ask if she has any recommendations on activities that would be good for training our crew. She's the one most likely to know where
Or just
good
ask
life
her,
practice would be.
ask
That's
her where
true,
the
but
next good mission, like a hit, would
maybe
be for us.
maybe even hint at uh again with the rating of the Aetherwood, so that we can try and keep some of the promises we made to the people of Grenthal.
Okay. So we want to look for Aetherwood shipments that would be for would be good training exercises for a green crew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any other suggestions?
Um, no, I can't think of anything else. Again, I haven't been a pirate for very long. I'm still working on that part.
Well, we find where the next stone is. Along the way.
Yes, I mean we can just use the Wayfinder to point us to where the next stone is, but I'm talking about
Well, then
in
we.
the long term. We have to be able to develop our assets to the best they can be in order to.
Well, then let's use the Wayfinder to do the same thing.
Yes.
We don't have to ask anybody.
Well,
That's silly.
we work for Jack.
We still have to update Jack on our status.
No, that's updating. I'm talking about training. We knew where to go all along.
I don't know if the Wayfinder can. Well,
There's only one way to find out.
I know
We've
what
tested
Aetherwood
it.
looks like, and we
but we
saw
want to
stacks
make
of.
sure. But we want to make sure that it's in transit, so that
Yeah,
our
we
crew
should
can
really run
actually
it through Jack.
practice.
Yeah, that would definitely be.
Jack would be the most likely to know what routes are running and how well guarded they are, so that we can find something appropriate for the green crew we're trying to train up.
We should definitely run it by Jack for safety, like that, just to make sure.
That way we're
Okay.
killing
So-
training and
Okay,
acquiring.
Captain. Go. You can put together your message now.
grabs the the stone. It's 25 words, right?
Yep, 25 words.
Have earth stone. Need aether wood shipment plan for training green crew before going after next stone.
You're only at about 17. You still have more.
That's okay. If I can make it short and sweet, I prefer making it short and sweet. That's everything
That's
we need
okay
to
if
say.
I can make it. That was it. You ran out.
No. That's as far as I wanted to
know,
go.
I was
Before we go to the next
Uh,
stone, this is what we need.
After a couple minutes, you get a quick reply. Great news. Too complex to relay in just short words. We will need to meet up to relay movement patterns. Meet me at Sevrali town.
Boom. Let's do it, boys. Peoples.
So, I'm thinking about this. Does the captain relay that back?
Yes. The
Okay.
captain relays.
So
Jack
wait.
will get us the information. We need to meet her here.
So wait. If I have the Wayfinder, I know what Jack looks like. I could literally take us straight to Jack.
Could you?
Maybe.
What does the Wayfinder do?
Let's look at that description again. Where's that item?
It points you
Item,
towards the thing you want the most, right?
Inventory. Yeah. Let's look at that item. Wayfinder.
It points me towards a hot dog. No, a fish taco.
I was gonna say, when did you go for hot dogs?
Fish taco. I want a hot dog. Korg wants a fish taco.
Well, Korg makes really good fish tacos, so, you know.
Cast a spell, locate artifact. Never mind. It's a locate artifact, not a locate person or creature. Disregard. Cannot. But I can locate her ship. Does her ship count as an artifact?
I suppose it could. We could count a ship. That's creative thinking. I'll allow it.
Well, right now we know where Jack is going.
That's true. We just.
But in the future, if we need to surprise Jack, we do have that option.
I win. And next
Okay.
time, don't forget to loot. Right. Yeah.
Alright, so you guys head back to your ship.
Yep.
Alright, the crew's kind of lounging around, lollygagging on the ship. You know, not in any state of readiness or repair to sail out. Just kind of chilling out. Half of them, you know, have their tops off, laying out on the deck, sunbathing. Just kind of waiting.
I'll approach and shout, "Captain on deck!"
They scramble, they snap to attention as quickly as possible. One of the untrained, sailors kind of trips and falls over some ropes, and a few people start kind of laughing and snickering at him. Relatively undisciplined.
Silent! Yo, what do you even think you're doing? Was no one on watch? Did you not see us coming? Honestly, I understand relaxing, but at least you got to put somebody out to watch. Jace!
Jace kind of walks up to you, kind of snaps to attention. Like, sorry, ma'am. Just usually you guys are gone for a long time.
But you have to understand, there are people that are looking for us, right? And by us, I mean not just us as the senior members of the crew, but our ship and our crew, right? We're pirates, right? That's what we are.
We stole this ship so that people wouldn't be looking for
Right.
us.
Correct. We stole a new ship, so it's harder for them to find us. Yes. But
Harder,
people can
not
still
impossible.
find us. And
Aye.
okay, so we have to keep a lookout at all times.
I'm on it. It won't happen again, ma'am.
All right. Now, again, I understand you don't need everyone to keep lookout, but you should keep at least, a certain number of crew up and ready that can rouse the rest of the crew in a time of need.
She snaps to attention. She snaps out. Lander, Thorn, Astra, Snap 2! You're on watch detail for the rest of the week.
Good.
3 very young, 2 males, 1 female, kind of snap to, quickly rushing, kind of getting on, their clothes, kind of snapping to various positions across the ship. She looks at you. She's like, it'd be a lot easier if eventually we would buy a spyglass, ma'am, so we could
Indeed.
look for things as well.
110% agree with that. And that's on our list of due. I thought we were going to buy one while we were at Burnsall, but we had to leave in a rather short order. So we're actually going to be heading to a new port. The captain's given orders. We're heading to, what was the name of that town again? Was that
Sevrali.
Safrali. So get the ship ready. We'll be taking off shortly.
Hi, ma'am. We've only got about 2 weeks worth of rations left. Are we going to
If
do a resupply here before we head out, or is it a short trip?
Johannan, while Belina is addressing the crew, Johannan would have gone to check her maps to see what type of trip we were looking at.
Roll me a navigation check. That would be an advantage, of course, because of your magical jacket.
Advantage. Navigator. Ouch!
You do notice there's an island
Dice
a
don't
ways
like
off
me tonight.
that has that's marked with the name Sarvali. It's on the navigation charts that you were able to pick up from the various ships you've looted throughout your adventure time. You don't see any markings for aether streams that will bring you to that vicinity, so you'll be cutting it close.
How close
A
is
couple
close?
Depending upon how well the crew does, you could get there in roughly 2 weeks' time. Any missteps along the way, you'll start to have to shortchange rations without a resupply.
Is there
Alright.
anywhere to
Teach them what
resupply
to
between
eat.
here and there?
What
Uh,
do I have? Yeah, that's given that I'm the one looking at the maps. Are there resupply points in between?
With a check of 9, as you're looking over the maps, there's a couple small islands here and there that maybe you could resupply on. It's not a guarantee.
Okay.
Let's just check here before we leave.
Yes.
When-
Let's
no harm
load
in
up
asking.
on.
When
There's
Johannan
streams and
comes
stuff on the island we could fish.
when
yeah?
Johannan comes back up, she's gonna say, "Let's take on about another. If we can, let's try and take on about another week's worth of rations just to be on the safe side."
I know
Alright.
there's this family called Donner that has a very wonderful way of eating. It sounds delicious.
Tell us about it.
Does it involve
I
cooked
don't
turkey?
trust anything you eat.
I'll
Anyway.
give you inspiration for that, Erto.
I'm still
If
wondering
you would stop turning all the bodies into zombies, Ertos would have food for the whole
You
journey.
know? It's like every time you turn one of them, Erthos is just going, my god. What a waste."
Why are you wasting all this food?
You can still eat it after it gets killed again, right?
I mean, it's still
kinda-
food.
I
It's
think
the
that
same level of
necromantic
contamination.
energies actually putrefy the flesh automatically.
Yes, it doesn't look like healthy food at all.
Okay. No.
Uh,
But yeah, we could probably fish and hunt if there are forests and streams on this island. We can.
why don't we
so-
go ask if they have supplies we could, buy from them or something and make it faster?
That's true. We could just ask the town. Jace, put together 7 of the men of the crew and come with. If we're gathering supplies, we'll see if the town has any to offer to help bring back to the ship.
Aye, aye, ma'am. And she barks out quickly. Anna, Conrad, Alwyn, Donna, Kayla, Quinn, Drew. Chop, chop. Heading into town for a supply run. Lander, Dorn, Astra, maintain the watch. And she quickly gathers several of the crew members.
What type of territory is this that we're in?
It's a very small island. Predominantly, that massive mountain takes up the majority of the island, and there's only this short area of kind of grassland where the town is and where the ship itself landed.
Okay. That's what I was looking for, grassland area. Okay.
So she snaps the crew up to follow you into town.
So when we get back to town, I look for the elderly turtle that we first had conversation with. while
Yep.
the sage may be the spiritual leader, whatnot, it seems like the elderly turtle may be more the village elder. Yeah. And I'll approach him as charismatically as possible, uh, utilizing that wonderful spell that I've been overusing lately, and I will continue to overuse as much as possible. Enhance ability.
Okay.
Uh,
Eagle
to
Splendor.
to Eagle Splendor, because advantage charisma is never a bad thing. Bard. Da-da-da.
All
So,
right. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead. You want me to do the targeting and casting thing?
No, you just
All right,
roll
just do with
advantage
advantage.
on your
Okay.
persuasion check of
Thank you,
whatever
sir.
you're
Thank
trying to
you, sir.
persuade
Thank
them.
you. So persuasion check. Do. And I'll go ahead and say what I'm going to say, so you can figure out what you want. If you want to set a DC for this or whatever, because I don't know what their
Okay.
rations or anything are like. But I approach the village elder and I'm like, um, "Kind sir, thank you so much for welcoming us
Madam.
into the town." Huh?
Madam.
Adam?
Female turtle.
Madam, female. The elder is a female.
If you had brought Korg, you would have
Was there
known that, you
the elder was a
sexist
female?
pig.
I don't know. Whatever the Madam. Right. Thank you so much for welcoming us into the village and introducing us to the sage. It's been a great help to our journey. However, we have much journeying to do still. Uh, we are to meet our fleet admiral, as you could say, in a island that is more than 2 weeks travel, and we are running low on rations. Would it be possible for you and your kin to spare enough rations to possibly help us extend our flight time? Let me go ahead and make my roll.
Yep, make a check.
And I'll click that advantage button, and I will click the persuasion die, and boom.
Did
It's
that.
thinking. It's thinking. One of the die flew off the screen, so I have no idea what it was. I'll
Oh,
take a 29.
there we go.
I'll
All
take
right,
a 29
29.
all day long.
All right. She looks over you as you make your request. She's like, "Of course, anyone who's a servant to the Child of Stone, you're more than welcome to help yourself to our supplies, young lady. Though I'm not sure how well fresh fruits and vegetables will last you on your journey. I have never been on an airship, you see. Not
Well,
sure what you need."
we'll take a look at what you have. We're very much appreciative of your welcomeness and your willingness to give of what you have. We'll look and see, and I'm sure if it's fresh fruits and vegetables, as you say, and we'll ration what may spoil to be used first.
So she leads you back to that kind of community area that you saw people getting breakfast from, and there's kind of just laid out on the table, and there's some uh, bushels and baskets. um, it's mostly things like, like lettuce, spinach, fresh wild berries. There's a few grain-based goods like leavened bread, um, but not much. It looks like they mostly go from like day to day
Hmm.
supplies, kind of picking what they need for the day, not necessarily stockpiling or stocking up. They just live basically kind of off the land, taking what they need for each day. And she kind of gestures. She's like, "You're free to take from here. We can resupply later in the day if need be."
I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. All right, and she turns around and looks at Jace. Take what we think we'll need and what we think will last. Make sure to leave enough for people to still eat here. Don't take everything.
So your current crew roster is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 people plus the party at 5. So 23 people. Um, you notice the village was about 40 people. Um, tough to tell like on the map and stuff. But with all the different people moving in and out, and on the some of the outskirts in the background, not off the map, it's about 40 people. So with the daily supplies, you could get if you leave behind enough for other people, you'd probably only get maybe 2-3 days worth of stuff
What I
that
was
wouldn't
thinking, 2 or 3
spoil.
days. Two
Yeah.
or 3 days is 2 or 3 days of swing time. That works, and if
And help
necessary,
fight off scurvy.
yeah, and if necessary, we can stop at one of the smaller islands on the way. I'm not trying to completely take all the food out of these people's mouths, especially if it seems like they're just living off the land as it is.
Regine would just kill them all and turn them into undead servants. And they
That's
don't have
why
to
I
worry
didn't
about
bring Regine with me.
That's not true. That's how you gain attention.
All right. So, that being said, we'll take what we can for the 2 to 3 days worth of supplies. And like I said, the stuff that's more likely to spoil, we'll ration out first. And we're ready to go when everyone else is.
it. Alright. So you guys gather up enough supplies to kind of last a few days, and everybody kind of marches back to the ship, heads down to the cargo hold, and kind of packs it up as best they can.
All right. And Belina will take the time. Let me see. What proficiency would that be to sort things like that for rationing and whatnot?
I'm gonna
That's
go with
my job.
survival.
Survival. All right. I'm gonna bring Korg down with me, and ask Korg to give me a hand, making sure that the things that are more likely to spoil are used first and rationed out and placed in a position that we can sort through the ship's rations and whatnot. Because that's a skill and not a tool check. I can't be. I can change my tool proficiencies because of my bangle, but I can't change my skill proficiencies. So
You're still half proficient for being a bard.
I am, but it's only a +2. Well, no, I guess survival's a +4. But hey, ooh,
Well,
Your mistake was asking Korg
Korg.
to do anything.
Korg. I
Yes.
mean, I guess Korg has the same modifier. I thought Korg had a better survival than I did.
Korg doesn't
That's
have
why I
shit.
asked.
I rolled shit. My guy is straight shit.
Oof.
He's
I
a
thought-
role-playing character for a
Yeah,
reason.
that's true.
That
Uh,
you ask the barbarian to
He's the
help
ship
with.
cook.
So you
Kinda
don't want to
wa-
ask the potential ranger.
I mean, fair. You
Korg
can,
is
you know,
the
if you're
ship
watching this,
chef.
yeah,
Is-
he's the ship's chef or galley officer, however you want to
Uh-huh.
look at it. So she asks him first. But if you're watching this and you see him looking at the stuff like an idiot and you want to speak up,
Oh, you just see me setting aside berries so I can ferment them later for weird
For
strawberry
alcohol. He's like,
I'm like, yeah,
uh,
these will be
these
great
will
later.
make these blueberries will make a great beverage called affinata.
Absolutely
Yeah.
start setting aside
These
berries.
wild cherries could make fishinata.
Yeah, no, 100% I'm setting
Those are
aside any
both
berries.
Romanian alcoholic
so
beverages.
hearing him say these
Made
things,
from
he's gonna
berries.
check himself. I'm gonna be like, wait, what? I'm like, Korg. When we get to the town, we can buy all sorts of stuff for making alcohol. Right now, what we're gonna do is set aside food for people to eat so that we can survive to make it to the town. Yeah.
Can I just slide the handful of berries I have right now into my pocket?
roll of
Make a
sleight
sleight
of
of hand check.
hand?
See, the problem is that you're asking if Earthos would go anywhere near
You
Korg.
would. You wouldn't. You're up in the okay. A 15 sleight of hand.
Yeah,
does not
Belina
beat
sees
my
you do
passive.
it.
I'm like,
Or-
she just looks at you as you put them in your pocket, like all not obvious but obvious, like you put them in your bag of holding, and she's just like, "All right, that's
Those
your
are
portion of the berries."
rations for later.
Right.
Shh.
She
Belina's
tallies that
passive
off on her
perception is like 21.
one
So
right now. It's like, I'm like, I'm just gonna check that off on the rations list. There we go. Okay.
It's just one small handful.
So,
enough to make like one goblet of wine.
thank you for your insight, Korg. I'll finish it off from here. And
Good luck. I'm gonna head back to my
directly-
room so I can find a bottle to put my berries in and let them ferment.
So
Yeah.
Earthos will look around in the
a little bit of
grasslands,
sugar will help.
Yep, I'll do that.
see if there's anything in the grasslands worth foraging.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay.
Ooh, see, that I am actually good at. I can do that passively for, what, 8 people or something?
5.
5
Up to
people?
5.
With your foraging skills and your roll of 17, you can gather up enough basic kind of berries, tubers, roots, um, and and if you want to take the time to fish, you might be able to pick up a few fish for maybe about 6 people.
Okay. Yep. It'll do as necessary in order to get help with the stock.
All right. And Belina will keep 2 or 3 of the people who helped bring the food in to help her reorganize the storage as she goes through and does all the things to try and make everything last as long as possible.
Let's make a check. All right, you kind of sort everything out. You mostly are stocked up on, unleavened bread, hardtack, dried cheeses, hard cheeses, salted meats, and stuff like that. So a lot of that will last relatively well. So you mostly have to worry about the fresh goods that you just got
Mm-hmm.
today that you'll probably have to eat within the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Because everything else is pretty much flavorless, dry, hard,
Yeah.
not tasty.
Nope. But it's all right. It'll do. It'll keep us from getting sick, and it'll get us to where we need to go. So.
Yep.
And then we can restock once we get there, and I'll have to take charge of that too.
All right. So you guys got a few days worth of food, and plus a little extra from Ertos's scavenging. Minus a little bit from Korg's fermenting, but it all balances out.
Gotta have my alcohol, you know?
You have a mug that will
Shut up.
literally give you
You shut
any
up.
alcohol.
It's not enough.
How dare you call out his magic mug that can turn any beverage into an alcoholic beverage of his choice?
Literally,
Thank
any
you. Thank you.
alcohol.
Yeah. You know what? You can't have any. No, none for you. I ration everything and you get no alcohol. Good luck on that 2 weeks of dry soberness, idiot.
I think the quartermaster would be in charge of
That's true.
rum rations, right?
I'm fairly certain we have one of those, don't we?
I don't know if we ever designated a quartermaster
Did we?
because
We
we're
didn't.
not Navy people and we kind of suck at ships. Which is why my next campaign is going to be about killing a bunch of fucking demons.
That's obviously a lot easier.
I was not prepared to have to learn this much about ships when we decided to do a ship-based pirate campaign 2 years ago.
Belina
That's
just
still going on.
looks at Korg, who I think we've actually just designated Korg as the ship's cook / quartermaster, which is fine. She just looks at
Okay.
Korg
Okay.
and she says, "Do you think that I can't convince one of these fine crew members to impart with their ration of alcohol?"
And we'll find out if you can fly halfway to the next island. That I wouldn't throw you overboard though, because I'm pretty sure I'd get in trouble. But I would think about it.
Think about it very, very hard.
I mean, who's gonna stop me though? There.
Do you remember that spell I used on all those giants?
Do you remember that hammer that I crushed the golem with?
Right. And I also successfully used on a moon spirit.
I
Yeah.
also successfully used on a moon spirit as well.
Technically, the
right.
same hammer used on that other innocent crew.
Right.
Yeah. Do you remember
No,
the last
this
time?
is a new hammer.
It's
No, no, no.
technically a brand new
It's
hammer.
the same hammer.
Yeah.
It's
It is the
just got
hammer.
a different enchantment.
So
True.
Do you remember that weird thing that was causing all of us to not be able to breathe, and I crushed it too?
yeah. Okay. Look, you would
Do you remember the berries that I squoze into the jar
squoze? Did
Yes.
you say squoze?
with my claw-like hands?
Did you say squoze?
Squozed.
All right. I'm done. done. I'm not talking to you
Past
anymore.
tense of
I did it a
Oh,
long time ago.
done.
It's squozed.
No, that's you know what? Done. Done. I either am going to have to take the time to go through a dictionary with you, or I
What is
need you
a
to stop talking as
dictionary?
much.
What is a dictionary?
Exactly.
You're a
So I
female. You
need you
don't
to
have
stop
one of
talking as
those.
much.
What?
Oh.
Oh,
Anyways,
wait,
with
I
that,
thought you were a woman. I'm going to go back to my room now. This conversation is over.
alrighty then.
Okay. On that note, uh, Johannan,
Fail.
the ship is stopped with new supplies. The crew is appropriately chastised from your first mate. Are you ready to take off?
If the dice didn't hate me so much tonight, I'd say sure, but as it is, we'll say let's give it a try.
Go ahead and make your navigation check with
Alright.
advantage based on your magical jacket.
I can take off.
Alright. With a somewhat shuddery start from taking off on the land, you still manage to take off smooth and near effortlessly as you begin to sail off into the sky. Uh, Based on your navigation charts, you slowly start making your way towards the isle where Serfali is. Bellina, make me your check for dealing with the crew.
I will be enhancing ability.
Of course.
Do we expect anything else?
Please.
Hold
My
on.
job.
Can I cast guidance on him?
Sure.
Nice.
I'll
Nice.
give you an extra 1d4.
Or yes, yes. Let us persuade the crew. The advantage button, and I have guidance. Is that do I have to be affected by that? There it is. There it is. 1d4. Here it comes. All right. Here we go. What do I got? 25.
Alright, a 25. Make a percentile roll.
Percentile roll. Wait, that's not the one. That's not the one. Right click. Percent. 35.
Alright. You snap orders at the crew, properly chastised from before. They run to and fro, trying to follow your orders as best as they can, moving across the deck kind of effortlessly. One of the crew members trips and falls over, but he quickly scrambles to, scared of a beating or a beratement from you, and he snaps to, double timing to get after everything. They rip the sails into position as Johannan slowly pulls in, releasing the air into the balloon. You guys lurch forward, narrowly avoiding the pass of the mountain. You've failed to cause any bad things to occur, successfully escaping into the sky and slowly steering the ship into the direction of the island that you intend to go to. And we will advance time here. Get the calendar open. Alright. Make me a, are you guys gonna try to stop at any small islands along the way?
Can Belina keep a check on the rations to see if she needs to recommend that we stop?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a, survival check.
It's amazing how quick
Okay.
Korg went from being the captain to being, let's not ask him to do anything. He can't even be in charge of the food he's in charge of.
the
If I
real
have a
question
complete
here
180.
is when Korg's cooking, is he cooking enough for everybody, or is he going through all the rations? Are you
That's
preparing, create food and water as you go through, so
Yep.
you can make food?
I changed all my spells.
Okay. Oh, that makes
Okay.
our life a little easier.
So, one casting of that is enough for just over half the crew. So you'll have to cast it twice to make enough food and water for everyone, because you've got 23 people and it can only feed 15.
But if that's
So
all,
effectively, Korg doesn't have a job. I'm just gonna chill in my
No,
room.
no, you can still make.
you still got to prepare the food.
Yeah,
Do I? Or does it come pre-prepared? What if you just
It's
create
just-
a taco?
No, that would be
Yeah.
Hero's Feast. Would
Yeah.
require to actually be prepared.
All right.
He's just making food and water. That's it.
Like-
He's just
Alright.
like, here's a fish.
They
Turn it
show up
into
on
a
the
taco.
ground or in
So-
containers.
So
Yeah.
he's Jesus. He's Jesus. He just makes the
Yeah.
fish, and then we have to cook
It's
it.
just
and
a
eat it.
bunch of raw food
Got it.
just
Got
popping
it.
down.
Got it.
it's
Okay,
grasshoppers.
So I guess we don't really have to worry about the running out of rations part.
So, the entire last 30 minutes, Rajin could have solved.
You know what?
With
It's not that
four words.
Rajin is evil. It's that his player is evil and just likes to just waste as much of our time as possible.
He only uses things that are advantageous to himself when he feels
I love
like
it.
He's like,
I
I
like-
don't want to starve.
I don't want to
Let
eat
me go
berries.
ahead.
This is bullshit.
And
Let's
once
just make
I
food.
show them I can do this, I'm gonna have to do it again. So
He's like, I'm always gonna have to use 2 spells every day for food now. This is bullshit.
No, I was trying to reorganize my kit so it helped out more.
You're just giving you shit. Their job. Yeah. Okay. I guess we don't have to do those survival rules.
To be fair, this food is bland but nourishing. It does taste good.
That spices and make it.
That's where
So
Korg
if
comes in.
you're-
Yeah.
If it's okay. He gets us the raw
And
requirements
wriggling.
that we need, and then we just worry about stocking up on
Alright.
I
seasonings.
got the
for-
potatoes.
As we go through this, Korg, go ahead and make me a survival check for your cooking.
I
We can
give
see
him.
how the crew's morale
Give me a second.
is working
Don't-
out with
don't
this
roll yet.
bland food and your
Don't roll
cooking.
yet. Don't roll yet. I'm targeting you. Targeting you. Don't roll yet.
For what?
Actions. Where is it? It's wisdom. Yes. Effect. Here. Take temporary hit points with it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I go into a rage. What's happening right now?
As you prepare to cook food, you have 2 spellcasters channeling mystical energy into you to try to make you the best chef possible.
Be guided.
I'm just making food. It's not that big of a deal.
Go ahead and
Want
roll
to
your
put
survival
fish
check.
tacos out of.
Woo! We'll take it.
Alright, you take this bland, flavorless food and you whip up with almost divine inspiration, like this amazing medley of like food and scents and spices, like
Textures.
somehow you bake like a berry pie that tastes like amazing and sweet, and the morale of the crew like skyrockets. It's the best food they've had this whole journey and adventure between Rajin's summoning and your mystical cooking abilities. And you guys actually managed to make such good time from the improved morale of the crew that you actually get to Savrali a day early.
We did it. We are here. So quickly.
So on the 23rd day of Charsong, you begin to approach an island in the distance. You see, as you get closer, several smaller islands seem to float above this larger one, kind of in this circular motion, in this sort of almost like a gravitational loop around this island. And there's 3 total islands above this one, kind of floating around, each with its own small, almost village-sized dwellings upon them. But from it's difficult for you to see necessarily because you don't have spy glasses. But you don't notice much in the way of docks on those 3 circular islands. As you pull down, you see a relatively well-sized walled city. As you approach, it has 4 or 5 docks available, and you do see the Crimson Hand docked at one of them, Left Hand Jack's flagship.
Is that artifact? Yes, please.
Hey, go ahead and make me your navigation check for attempting to dock, and your crew checks, Belina, for how well they handle this.
All right, enhance ability on myself.
And now
I landed.
the Pirates of the Caribbean reenactment.
I am a very model of a modern major general.
No. Pirates of
That's
the
the
Caribbean.
My bad. Wrong
Penzance,
one.
not-
Wrong one. That's Pirates of Penzance. I apologize.
I was in that play in
No.
high school.
It's a good play.
Make your percentile check
Of
with
course,
your
that's
critical performance roll.
So, fun fact: the guy singing that song got through like the first verse
74.
and then messed up and had to wait for the band to play through the entire verse to restart the second verse because he screwed up. It was great and awkward. Stood there for
Wow.
like 2.5 minutes just silently playing music as everybody just bounced.
You guys expertly navigate into the dock. No mishaps at all. Everybody's perfectly on cue. It might be the first time in Zoo Crew history you guys did not break damage a dock or your ship attempting to actually land. So
In a
good job.
dock. In a dock, we
That-
didn't cause any
a dock.
damage when we landed at that last island, but we had to do a ground landing.
Yes.
Hey,
So
this
We
was
always
good.
damage docks. Landing
That's
without a
fair.
dock is a
We did
different
it.
story, but
Hey,
we did it today.
We did it. We're all winners here.
All right. While
sorry, my headset's cutting out.
okay.
Hold on. Okay, it's back.
All right. While Johanan handles the customary docking whatnot with whatever dock people end up showing up, as long as it's not a bunch of gnomes, Belina's gonna get with Jace and Kira. Jace, good job. Thank you so much for maintaining the groups of the crew. Kira, I want you and seven additional crew members to come with me. We're going to go restock first. We're going to go ahead and resupply while we're here, and we're going to go ahead and pick up those spyglasses that we talked about while we're here too. How about that? Jace?
Do you
Okay,
need
good job.
any funds for that?
I've got funds, but yeah, I'll come by and I'll pick up whatever funds I need, so that I'm not carrying all my money with me for that. But yeah, I'll pick up the funds and go.
Kira grabs, including 2 of the skilled ones, Adler and Nihilus, and then a couple of the other ones to prepare to head out for you. As Johanan, as you dock, a relatively tall human male approach you, black hair, a bit of salt and pepper in it, kind of graying, kind of icy blue eyes, and a well-trimmed, well-maintained goatee. He's in a very crisp black uniform with kind of gold buttons and a goldish braid, and he has a clipboard in his hand filled with a parchment and a quill, and it has like a little ink pot that sits inside the clipboard to take notes. He's like, he starts writing down kind of the name of your ship. Purpose of your visit, ma'am?
We need to resupply, and we're also meeting. We're supposed to meet with a friend.
Very well, very well. Standard docking rate, 5 gold per day for your class vessel.
Okay, we'll be here probably at least 2 today
All
and
right,
tomorrow.
very well. He kind of fills out the paperwork and it kind of passes over to you, holds out his hand for payment.
Hands over the 10 and verifies the paperwork.
All right. Welcome to the town of Savrali. Basic rules. Please be courteous. Mind yourself. Keep yourself to the ground floor. No attempting to travel to the upper levels without special pass or permits. You should be able to find all the resupply and stocks that you need. Upon here, try not to make a fuss. There's no flying inside the town limits. There is no drunkenness, no fighting, no consumption of any alcoholic beverages or narcotics of any kind within the city walls.
Is the dock within the city walls? Just for clarification.
The dock itself is not.
All right.
Are there any taverns and such in the dock area that don't count within the city walls?
From what you can tell, it does look like there are a couple kind of shanty-looking buildings propped up to the wall itself, exercising that sort of
We're not inside the wall,
freedom.
therefore.
We're not inside the wall, kind of.
Would any of them possibly have enough for us to restock on our supply of alcohol for the ship?
You'd have to go and ask
Look,
around and figure
right.
it out.
Additionally, to the crew, I'm sorry, make sure you leave the standard watch on the ship and rotate them out so everyone gets a break while we're here in dock.
Is there anything else we need to be aware of while we are visiting your city?
Nope. Follow those few simple rules. Behave yourselves. Don't try to break any of those rules. Don't act a fool or get drunk inside the town, and we shouldn't have any problems.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Very well. He kind of snaps stiffly, kind of to attention, and gives like a half bow.
Return
And
trip.
then he turns around and walks back towards the. It's only about 20 feet towards where the walls are, and kind of there's like a small kind of stone building there that he walks inside.
Okay. I'm gonna head back up on the ship real quick before everybody takes off and goes. They have a fun rule here. No drinking inside those walls, no going inside those walls if you've had anything to drink.
How long did you think that we're gonna be here for?
We'll leave probably sometime tomorrow, day after at the absolute latest. If you stay on the ship, you're okay to drink.
Then that's where you'll find me. I'm going down to my room.
Okay.
Korg is the whole reason she went back up, rather than just going to figure out what. Nope, better go talk to Korg. Gotta go talk to
Fair.
Korg and pretend like we're addressing the entire crew. That way it's not going up and going, hey
I-
Korg, you're not allowed to drink here. It's, okay crew, important information.
Hold
Well,
on.
looking
There
at
though,
Korg.
Korg is not the problem when we get to.
You need to
He's a problem, but he's not the problem every time we go to a city.
add some
True.
stipulations for
Kira
Kira.
is, which is why I'm
Kira's
just
the
focusing
problem.
me on the
She
supply
addressed it
run.
to everyone in her
Yep.
eyes while
We're
she's
gone.
talking to the crew at all. In all, her eyes are bouncing between her problem children.
Look, Korg has yet to be a problem in the city limits.
I mean-
Jazar, problem. Belina, problem. Iritos, problem.
And of your
What?
crew members, Kira gambles and flirts and hooks up with people, but Jace is the one that likes to drink all the time.
True.
Kira is the one who just spreads STDs to all of her.
No, plague.
Yeah, it was the plague through sexual
was the plague.
transmission, man. She went and touched everybody.
You don't know for sure
Yeah.
because you abandoned the town when you found out you might have given them the plague. So they may all be undead, plague-carrying zombies,
We should go back and
or
just
they could
see.
be fine because you fled like cowards.
I
We
mean,
should- well, it wasn't.
we
cowards.
cured like at least half of them before we left.
And Irthos isn't a problem in towns.
I just know you were a part of the whole
You
robbery.
got
that led
arrested
to-
once as someone who you weren't.
Yeah.
You can't prove that.
All right, you're right. We can't prove it was you.
True statement.
Yeah, all right. So we don't know it was Iratos. It's just been, Regine's been fine, Korg has been fine, and Iratos.
In fact, I was
Technicality has
found.
been fine.
I have been found within a jail that I wasn't the one that was put into the jail.
No, you were kidnapped, and we had to increase security on the ship.
Yes. See? So it was not my fault that some jackass kidnapped me
That's right.
off of our ship.
Yeah, just sequence of events. Look, Korg has historically not been your problem child. He just goes to the bar and drinks and has fun.
Wait, what did Melina do in town that got in trouble? Hold on now.
You went into the one dude, the mayor's house back in the dens.
Yeah.
The- yeah.
But that didn't cause a problem. I just
Didn't it, though?
more
It
stuff came off
literally-
with that because of things that they decided.
What about, the whole getting pushed off a cliff?
That's true.
That wasn't in town, and that was a secret meeting with
that was
Jack.
in town, wasn't it?
That was with Jack. That had nothing to do with the town.
So that was with a halfling.
No, it was a gnome. Wait, it was a
It was
halfling.
a
It was a
halfling.
halfling.
It was halfling.
Yeah, it was a halfling. Halfling with gauntlets of ogre strength. That's what I tell people.
I don't think he had gauntlets of ogre.
That's what I tell people. He had gauntlets of ogre strength, and you shut your mouth.
It's a question of leverages.
He only has one
He
hand.
cheated. He cheated and used magic and had the gloves all at the same time. There's actually a giant ogre behind him too.
You know,
that helped.
there's no one remaining of the group that was with you at the time to vouch for that statement. So Belina will doubt.
You can doubt all you want, but you will never know.
Never know the truth of what happened.
Yep.
Rajin will go with the group that meets up with Jack.
Yeah, Johanen's going to go through, and we've been keeping records, so we know what Jack's 10% is of what we've done so far. So I'm going to get that together,
And Belina will go on the spot.
and I'll leave it. I'll get it together. I'll leave it in my. I'll leave it in my room, so it's ready as soon as we meet her. I'm not going to carry it all around town till I find her, but I'm going to make sure it's ready to go so that I can hand it off as soon as she's ready for it, and then I'll go look for her.
Have you guys actually found?
Have we done anything since the last time we gave her money?
I think all you did
No,
was
we
get
left
the
Burnstall. We went
Keystone.
straight to get the stone. We didn't
Yeah.
get anything except for supplies.
Yeah, we
No,
haven't actually did anything yet.
got loot from the Wayfinder grave and some
Oh,
from
yeah.
the Feldstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote it
We got
down.
loot- We got loot from the way.
Yeah, so whatever I remembered somebody was writing it down so that we could get Jack her 10%.
Yeah, the cash portion thereof, what it's worth.
I'd like to meet up with Jack too, because I have some questions for her.
Only if you're not drinking.
I don't know what 10% of any of this is.
10% of a spear, so you just cut off the bottom part, and then it's a little bit shorter spear, but it still works.
The total value is significantly high due to all the magic items.
Were there any magic items that we didn't decide to keep for ourselves?
Well, there's the staff of the
No.
seasons that we could give her.
That's true,
True.
that you guys don't want anymore.
Yeah, any magical items that we don't want, we can use towards our 10% for her.
So
And
yeah.
then we're being even nicer because we're giving her magical items instead of just gold.
I have these weird metal bars that came from that land too, that I don't know what they are. I picked up some of the metal bars off that dead druid area. Or paladin thing, whatever it was.
Oh, the strange, the strange metal that
Yeah.
could be used for who knows what.
Yeah, who knows what. I have that too. See, I loot. I just walked around and started picking stuff up and putting it in a bag.
I mean,
Looting.
I apparently have 4 double-bladed scimitars. So I don't need 4, I just want to keep one.
Yeah.
So if we could pass off a few of those.
Yep, you could give some of those away. Some of the money.
I mean, I'll see if like Jace or
With
Kira
that-
wants one of them.
And if you give that staff, because the staff of 4 seasons, I believe, is a rare magic item.
Yeah.
That'll probably cover your debt.
So
Okay.
just the staff will be enough to even us up?
We're
Yeah,
gonna
I
load
think
Jack
just-
up, and then she's gonna be the final boss. And get
Just the-
that thing.
Just the staff is probably enough.
Yeah.
Here's a nice metal
In that
stick
case,
that can travel over land. Here's a staff of 4 seasons.
yeah. Hey,
Loading her
I'm
up.
gonna give Jace and Kira one of each of those double-bladed scimitars.
They kind of look at it confused.
It's a
Uh,
dexterity-based weapon.
They are definitely not trained in its ability to use.
So we're gonna be practicing together.
Okay.
'Cause
See,
we-
I
they
offered
were the
earlier,
ones
and
that
you
were
made
teaching
jokes
me how
about
to
it.
throw knives and stuff. So, gosh bless it. I want them to have the best stuff.
Aye, ma'am. And you kind of, as you're kind of.
Besides,
Kira-
they're good for intimidation.
So who's going to Jack and who's?
I'm going to
Okay,
Jack.
I'm going on supply run.
Jack.
All right, you're on a supply run. Johannan, Korg, Regine are going to Jack. Ertos, what are you doing?
I'll go ahead and stay on board the ship because I have nothing else to do and don't want to involve myself in anything. at
So
this
he's
time.
backing up the watch.
I'll
Yes.
make sure to pass on the scrawling of the symbols with the notes about Koze and the picture of the Aether symbol to Johannan to take over to Jack so Jack can see.
So you guys head over. For those of you going to Jack, you head over to the Crimson Hand, Jack's warship of sorts, and they let you on.
And actually,
She's-
if we're only giving her the staff to even us up, I'm just gonna carry it with me.
Okay, and then
Okay.
so they let you in. She's sitting in her captain's quarters again, kind of behind the desk. As you enter, she rises and stands up. She's like, come in, my favorite people. Please have a seat."
Wow, the attitude changes so quickly.
When we're
Well,
successful.
when we don't screw things up royally and then come to her and ask for help, yeah.
Right? Don't piss off the Empire.
So the first
Right.
thing Johannan does is she steps up towards the chair. She's gonna go ahead and lay the staff down on the desk. Says, because we've been focusing so hard on the stones, we haven't done much, but that should cover 10% of what little we've managed to loot since the last time we saw you.
She takes the staff in her hand. She's like, wasn't this Drozar's?
We no longer have Drazar.
Very well. I guess I shall keep it in his memory. And she sets it off to the side and sits down. It's like, so I heard you had some success finding one of the keystones finally.
Yes, the Keystone of Earth has been acquired.
Very well. And she holds out
we-
her hand.
She sets it down.
She scoops it up, and you see her pull out kind of this lockbox from under her desk, and
Puts
she
it in with
unlocks
the other
it,
two.
places it in where the other two are, and kind of locks it shut again.
Belina has also successfully earned and bonded to the Wayfarer, which is how we were able to find the Earthstone.
That's fantastic news. Then you have a lead on the other two keystones.
She pulls out the notes and she starts discussing with Jack what's going on. That we do, courtesy of having met the Earth Sage, we do now know the symbol for the Aether Stone, which was unknown. Just kind of filling Jack in.
Okay, it takes a few minutes to go over everything. When you're done, she kind of sits back a bit. Do those, Belina, do those notes include like the things you learned about like the creation war
Oh, yeah.
and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because one of the things
Recording
Jack,
it so she
tasked-
can turn it into a bard's tale later.
so one of the things Jack had tasked you to was to find out why they were looking for these things as well. So she sits back. thinking a bit to herself. She's like, so it appears the reason my captain and yours, Korg, was murdered was so that these bastards could get their hand on unleashing some sort of creature?
Primal apocalypse would be more accurate, but I'm not there to say that.
No, you're not.
They were very large monsters or something.
Titans.
We can't let them get their hands on these. Have you encountered any more of them since your experiences on Granthal?
Of the cultists? I'm not there. Shit.
Yeah, you're not there. You chose to go on a supply run.
Oh well. Such is life.
The cultists actually arrived where the Earth Sage was before we did. Those that they sent in for the trials to attempt to gain the stone failed. We passed by what little of their remains was left on our way through the trials.
Then they're still 2 steps ahead of us along the way. It's not a good sign.
No.
We have to find a place to store these where they won't be able to get their hands on it. If only Valaki hadn't been destroyed. She kind of shakes her head. She's like, I'll figure this part out myself. You said you needed information for a job?
Yes,
What?
we're looking at... We'd like to hit... Most of our crew is very green, because our ship has been upgraded to a much larger vessel. Most of our crew have next to no experience, and in some cases that's giving them generous credit. What we need is, before we go after the next stone, we would like to give them some real experience. We're doing what trainings we can on our way between points, but we need to give them some real world experience. We're looking at maybe probably an Aetherwood shipment, because the Aetherwood would be beneficial for some other stuff. But we do need to
Aetherwood
get
shipments are pretty highly guarded. Do you think you could take on a couple Empire vessels?
I think maybe we should start with something that the crew can handle,
Probably.
and then work
If
up
there's
to that.
if there's no smaller shipments, then we should probably start at something smaller.
She pulls out and starts rifling through various papers, notes, maps. And as she sorts through, she kind of pulls out a couple pieces. She's like, I think one of these would be a good trial run for you. And she lays out a couple pieces of paper. Word has it that a merchant vessel is going to be sailing out from one of the Empire holds up north a ways in 3 or 4 days' time, filled with valuable silks and... What?
Sorry. I sent my son to deliver cookies to Dad on the other side of the house.
Okay. Carrying various silks and decorative art items. Majority of merchant vessels aren't usually very heavily armed. A few light cannons here and there, perhaps a heavy cannon and a decently trained crew. Could be a good hit, worth some valuable merchandise, perhaps. There is another vessel that supposedly would be moving some mystical artifacts. Slightly more dangerous, though, to deal with those. Aether artifacts usually have an accompaniment heavy broadside cannons, very skilled, highly dangerous crew. Perhaps something you could take on with your larger vessel now that you have a heavier armament, but not certain if it's within your realm. How and if you're truly dead set on an Aetherwood, uh, there is a shipment moving down to the south. Have word, it has 2 Empire escort vessels traveling with it, however.
Alright. I'll talk to... I think we probably should start with the merchant, and depending on how well they respond to that. We may try something else before we go on the hunt for the next stone. But we need to get them some experience, because...
Very well. She reaches out, hands you a document. It has some basic information. The ship's name, known as the Last Chance, and that it's going to be leaving port in a southern isle. In about 3 or 4 days' time. And there's like a small kind of navigation chart with the projected route it's expected to take based upon what intel they have.
She takes it and rolls it up, puts it with her things. Alright. I do appreciate your help, Jack.
I appreciate you finally helping discover more about what these bastards are after. It's about time we got a lead in this.
It is definitely nice, now that we know something. Now that we have some idea of what we're attempting to stop, maybe we can actually start thinking about what can be done in its place.
Perhaps. The most important thing is to ensure that they don't get their hands on any of these keystones. Who knows what they might find if they start unlocking these chambers or doors that you spoke of in this temple?
Yes.
Those doors? Who knows what's locked behind them?
Well, now that we know the history from the Earth Sage, got a slightly better idea of what might be there. Alright. Was there anything else you needed from us?
She leans back in her chair, thinking. No, just let me know when you find something. Oh, wait. There was one more thing. This sending stone is not proving to be very effective. I heard a rumor that there was an artifact in Arkenvale. A candle of some sort that will allow you to write out messages and transfer them between 2 sources. Something to keep a lookout for, perhaps. If I cannot return to Arkenvale, but perhaps if you find your way there, it's something that could help us communicate more easily.
I will definitely keep that in mind when and if we find ourselves there again. Or perhaps we'll find something somewhere else. But I'll keep my eyes open.
That's all I have for you. Good luck.
I do have something. I do have something, but I was hoping I could spend a minute just alone to talk to you before I go.
Johanna goes ahead and stands up. We appreciate your time. And she leaves.
Rajin, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh no, I just didn't want to be missing, just in case something needed to be said to me. Yeah.
I have nothing for you. Continue to support them. Do what you're paid to do.
Right away.
Get the fuck out.
Okay.
They leave. And she looks at you, Korg. She's like, what do you want?
So I found a place that I kind of want to stay at, but I still have things that I want to do with the whole stones and stuff that we're doing, and I'd still want to find out who it was that actually killed the captain and put an end to his life too before I go. I was wondering if you'd heard anything like names or something of anyone that would be, uh, involved, or the person who might have actually done it.
All I know is that they worked for this cult in some way. You all have discovered more in the last few months than I discovered in the 3 years since it happened. I don't even know what fucking faction the bastard belongs to.
Do you think um well, I will try to, I guess, figure that out too, but before I stop my adventuring and finish up, those are the two things that I really want to take care of. And if I could help in some way, I'll try to figure that out. I'm not very good at finding out those things, but
Korg, I really don't give a fuck what you want to do if you want to retire. As long as you take care of this fucking cult problem while you're working for me.
well, yes, I know. I just was wondering if you had heard anything about the name or something, really. But I'll look for it.
I would have told you if I'd learned more. It's the whole reason I hired you.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. I'll get up and head out. I was just trying to see if you knew it or had heard anything yet or something.
She shakes her head. I'll let you know.
Yeah, and I leave.
Alright. And think on that note, this would be our normal stopping time. We can do the shopping in Discord between sessions. And kind of pick that up if that's alright.
Not a problem.
And then
That works.
we will call it here for the night. I hope everybody had a great session and a good night. And thank you for everybody on Twitchland who joined us. I know we had a few technical issues tonight, but we appreciate it. Feel free to follow us if you want to get notifications. We'll be streaming Pathfinder 2nd Edition next Saturday. We'll be back with this one 2 weeks from today on our future Saturday streaming sessions. And of course, you can always join us in our Discord channel. We host various one-shots and other campaigns there if you want to get in on the action in the links below. Thank you and have a fantastic night.
With level up, yes?
And everybody's level 9.
Woo!
Well, everybody levels up because some people are multi-class. Everybody levels up.
Yay!
Thank you for reminding me. You do all level up. So level up your characters on D&D Beyond in the next 2 weeks so I can transcribe it into Fantasy Grounds.